answer.
How are you doing? Welcome to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Just fired up YouTube live events. That's right. You can now watch the Wells Report as you hear it on the radio. How cool is that? Yeah. You can see me age right before your eyes.
Tell me about it.
That's funny. Listen, buddy, you're not getting any younger either, okay? Just saying.
I'm still younger than you, boy.
Yeah, I understand all that. Yeah, he gives me his best Doc Holliday while I'm in my prime. Whatever. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I talked to a lot of people yesterday. We had our own Trump intervention on the Wells Report. And we were talking about what Donald Trump needed to do. And a lot of people were kind of bummed because they figured that Donald Trump was, Donald Trump's been kind of floundering around this last week. And yesterday, as you know, it was kind of an interesting day for me. I was all screwed up today. Yesterday. There were big accidents on both sides of Interstate 114, or Highway 114. So I wasn't able to get anywhere. I had to go all the way across town, pick Susan up, and bring her all the way back. And I knew I was not going to make it back here for the Wells Report yesterday.
I noticed you're dressed nicely today.
Yeah. I almost went to go pick up Susan in my loungewear, which, by the way, are not pajamas.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. It's loungewear. You've seen my loungewear. It's loungewear. It's not pajamas. Pajamas has little ears and they've got feet in them and a little poofy bunny tail and stuff. That's
pajamas is anything that you wear to bed.
Anything? Yeah. Anyway, so I was all screwed up. So I watched CNN yesterday. And they were just pounding on Donald Trump. And I listened to it and I started getting bummed out. And I listened to it and I started getting bummed out. And I'm listening to it and I'm going, wait a minute. They're just pounding the same old, very weak stuff over and over and over. It's not anything serious. They're talking about Donald Trump throwing a baby out of one of his events. He did nothing of the kind. The baby ended up being quiet and everything was fine. He did ask the mom to take the baby out of the place because he was being distracted. But he was nice about it. He wasn't being a jerk, but that's not what you hear. So Donald Trump over the last few days has been talking about how the election is rigged, and President Obama, with his brilliant capability of political, shall we say, misdirection, said it's impossible to rig an election in the United States. My God, they're all done by the states. It's all these very small precincts and stuff. You can't rig an election in the United States. It's ridiculous. Rigged election. I don't even know what that means, he says. Oh, really, Mr. President? Yeah? Ask some of the old timers in your party what happened in Illinois. What happened in Chicago in 1960, okay? They'll have some stories for you, like you don't know them. Anyway, so what ends up happening is this. I'm listening to this constant barrage of pounding on Trump, and I suddenly realized they're contriving this. They're trying to make this as bad as they possibly can. They're trying to create a mess. And yeah, the mainstream media is thus in the absolute tank for Hillary Clinton. In the tank. And you're sitting there going, yeah, but how do you know, Jon-David? Well, yesterday, I'll be honest with you, it was just an observation. Well, today I've got some facts. Matthew Balin, who works for MRC Newsbusters. Listen to this. CNN set aside nearly half of its airtime yesterday to various recent controversies involving Donald Trump. On the show New Day, 1 hour and 24 minutes and 18 seconds, over 3 hours. So it's almost half the program. It was 5 minutes and 42 seconds short of being half the program. By contrast, the program clearly didn't think much of the Wall Street Journal's Tuesday revelation that the Obama administration secretly airlifted $400 million in cash to Iran. How much time did New Day on CNN give to the $400 million ransom payment? 27 seconds. And when he did that, because he obviously didn't have a whole lot of time to tell the story, he only had 27 seconds, he was unable to point out that, well, it was an unmarked cargo plane. Unmarked cargo plane. This morning, the newscast led off at 6 o'clock Eastern Hour with a report from correspondent Manu Raju on Trump's extended spat with the parents of deceased Army Captain Humayun Khan, along with his recent non-endorsements of House Speaker Paul Ryan and John McCain. The journalist also mentioned President Obama's Tuesday slam of the billionaire at a press conference with the Prime Minister of Singapore. Raju then participated in a panel discussion with CNN's David Gregory and the Washington Post's Philip Rucker, who gave the interview of Trump where he refused to endorse Ryan and McCain. Altogether, the first 13 minutes and 26 seconds of New Day was devoted to Trump issues. The panel then came back for another 3 minutes and 35 seconds to discuss the veteran who gave the presidential nominee his Purple Heart and Captain Khan, further blasting Trump for accepting it. They also tried to put Ivanka Trump's remarks on sexual harassment up against her father's take on the issue. They also aired a 23-second news brief on the latest developments of the Trump University lawsuit. Allison Camerata also devoted 3 minutes and 9 seconds of her interview of Florida Governor Rick Scott to the Trump controversies. Berman gave his brief on Iran just after the bottom of the hour, and on and on and on. It adds up to this. CNN's coverage is nearly 200 times more on Trump controversies than the Iran ransom payment. Fox reports it this way. This is what a full-fledged feeding frenzy looks like. This is Howard Kurtz, the media correspondent for Fox News Channel. With Donald Trump facing the roughest stretch of his candidacy, the media has moved from questioning his sanity to depicting a campaign in disarray and top Republicans still wondering if they can dump the nominee. I talked about this yesterday. Every single bit of it. I sat there and said, you know what? This will never happen unless the Republican Party wants to commit suicide. But that's an indication, says Howard Kurtz, of the toxic nature of news coverage when it comes to Donald Trump. Kurtz goes on to say, hey, look, there's a natural piling on effect when campaigns go off the rails. The polls dip, the critics step up their rhetoric, staffers start pointing fingers, the press keeps the vicious cycle going. But I've never seen anything like this. Things reached the point yesterday morning that CNBC's John Harwood tweeted, longtime ally of Paul Manafort, Trump's campaign manager, Manafort not challenging Trump anymore, mailing it in, staff suicidal. Really? This is ridiculous. There was this from CNN. A source tells Dana Bash that some campaign staff at Trump are frustrated with the candidate lately. They feel like they're wasting their time. Kurtz says that knowledgeable campaign sources says that Manafort's not going anywhere, believes that Trump will be getting back on message. I'm further told that reports of a planned intervention with the candidate led by Newt Gingrich and Rudy Giuliani were false. They were. Sources also say, contrary to media reports, party chairman Reince Priebus is not furious with Trump, though he is disappointed with the nominee's refusal to endorse Paul Ryan. That got taken care of today. All is well. Manafort told Fox's John Scott yesterday the campaign's in good shape. Asked about reports the outside allies were plotting an intervention, Manafort said this is the first time hearing about it, adding that some in the media are saying untrue things. They are. And that's what I want to ask you about. When Donald Trump talks about the fact that the election is rigged, he's talking about the media. He's not talking about the actual process. Do you believe that Donald Trump is getting fair coverage of his campaign from the mainstream media? Yes or no? And why? 866-660-5759. I just heard you think. I heard what you just thought. I did. I heard what you just thought. Why would he ask that? That's a stupid question. Of course he's not getting fair coverage. But you see, that's the point. Why wouldn't Donald Trump get fair coverage? Why wouldn't Donald Trump get fair coverage of his campaign by the mainstream media? Because they're in the bag for Hillary Clinton. Why are they in the bag for Hillary Clinton? Because they're no longer journalists. They're propagandists. Real journalists are really hard to find. I don't believe there's a single one of them on CNN. Not one single journalist on CNN. I think the most fair guy in the entire network is Gregory. What's his name? What was his name?
David Gregory.
David Gregory. And he's as biased as you can possibly be. At least he was on NBC. Seriously now. So I want you to tell me whether you believe that Donald Trump can get a fair shake from the American media. Yes or no, and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I'm expecting a whole lot of no's. Unless, of course, somebody's calling, from the right or from the left that says, "Oh my God, the media is just absolutely killing Hillary today." No, Hillary's killing Hillary today. That's after the top of the hour. Wait until you hear this, quote, press conference, unquote. Oh, no. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Now, remember, you got to keep in mind where the biases come from. The mainstream media, basically liberal, basically progressive. They are all very intelligent people. They're all very well educated. They are the intellectual equals of the politicians that they cover. The politicians are smart and canny and opportunistic. And so the mainstream media, the people in the mainstream media, I don't care who they are, have lots in common with progressive, leftist, anti-American Democrat thugs in the Democrat Party. Because they believe they know better than the rest of us. 866-660-5759. Is Donald Trump going to get fair coverage from the mainstream media, Rich, or is he not?
Not at all, Jon-David. That's a rhetorical question if you ask me. What I told your screen was I usually watch Morning Joe several times a week, and the treatment that he was accorded before he became the nominee is 179 degrees out from the treatment he's being given now.
Well, yeah, because they finally got the guy they wanted to cover, and now what they're doing is they're trying to totally eviscerate him.
Jon-David, there is one question I wish Hillary Clinton would be asked, and that would be, how would her administration be different from Barack Obama's?
There wouldn't be any difference, except she would be harsher. She would be less. She would have less of a pretense of being willing to deal with what she considered to be intellectual inferiors to her than Barack Obama is. Barack Obama still enjoys being able to lord over somebody intellectually. Hillary just doesn't suffer fools gladly, and she thinks everybody's stupid except her. This is the Wells Report.
Having financial independence and wealth empowerment is the American dream. Host Dave and Loretta Renz will help you learn what the wealthy already know, how to get strong returns and never lose your principal. That's the Heroes Talk Radio way. You'll also learn about the secrets to planning a tax-free retirement income. So tune in to Heroes Talk Radio every Sunday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, are you tired of stuffed shirt critics taking all the fun out of your entertainment information? You want something a little more fun and untucked? I am entertainment critic Matt Mungle, and I want to personally invite you to join me and Brian Kluger for the Entertainment Answer, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You have questions on what to spend your hard-earned money on at the box office? We have the answer. Where are the new and exciting live theater and concerts happening? We have those answers too, all in an energetic style that is fan to fan. That's the Entertainment Answer, Sunday nights at 9 right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Do you know what AREA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local DFW area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, August 11th at 6 p.m. at the Intercontinental Dallas near the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-715-7973. This month's topic, the DFW Real Estate State of the Union Address. Call 800-715-7973. Write it down. That's 800-715-7973 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Hello, I'm Tirza, a student at Hillsdale College. Here is Hillsdale President Larry Arnn on the basis of the rights our founders fought for in the Revolution and secured in the Constitution.
The American Republic's meaning and proper method of operation is to be found in two documents, in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. That's about 5,000 words of text. That's not very much. They're simple, they're beautiful, they can be understood and be retained. A human being is a certain kind of thing and requires to be treated in a certain way. A human being is a thing that has rights, and those rights are inalienable according to the Declaration. You've got to respect them. And it also follows that given the kind of thing a human being is, government needs to be organized in certain ways. And I think that is the argument of the American Revolution.
This Constitution Minute was brought to you by Hillsdale College. To receive a free pocket Constitution and Declaration, go to constitutionminute.com.
This is Nolan Ryan for American Standard Air. Welcome back, summer. It's a hot one. Beat the heat with American Standard Air. Built in Texas for Texas families in hot Texas summers for almost 60 years. Comfort the way you like it.
Take it from Nolan. Summer's here, and it is a hot one. Is your air conditioner ready? North Texas Air can help. Russell Dean with North Texas Air can help you with a mean new machine from American Standard to keep you cool all summer long and lower your electricity bill.
For a limited time, get up to an additional $2,500 off from your utility provider, making comfort the way you like it that much easier.
And remember, all new systems from North Texas Air include a lifetime labor and workmanship warranty.
Special financing available, subject to credit approval. Call North Texas Air, your independent American Standard Air dealer, for details at 972-535-4858. That's 972-535-4858. Or visit northtxair.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remolly. It's getting to be summer, and the days are getting to be hotter, and your electric bill's getting higher. If you can stand in front of any window in your home with the sun shining through and feel any heat, you have a problem that's costing you money every day. We can fix that problem for you with new restoration windows from Statewide Remolly. Have you ever noticed that most of the other window companies you hear on the radio are talking about everything but their warranty? They want to brag about how long they've been in business or how low their prices are. I have to tell you that none of that means anything without a strong written warranty to back up the product. We've been installing windows in Texas for over 20 years and the only company with a written workmanship warranty for as long as you own your home. We also offer a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. So if you're ready to get straight talk about replacement windows, give us a call. And if you call now for a free estimate, you'll get up to $2,000 off your whole project. The estimate and window evaluation is free. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095 or anytime online at statewide-remodeling.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Can Donald Trump get a fair shake from the mainstream media? 866-660-5759. Can he get a fair shake? Can he get balanced coverage of his campaign? Clearly, what's happening, he is not getting balanced coverage. He's getting hammered every moment. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Howard Kurtz says this. There's a natural piling on effect when campaigns go off the rails, the polls dip, the critics step up their rhetoric, staffers start pointing fingers, the press keeps the vicious cycle going. But then he goes on to say, I've never seen anything like this. I never have either, but I've been warning about it for about, I don't know, at least 10 years. T in Fort Worth, welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Talk to me. Do you think he's going to be able to get, do you think Trump is going to be able to get fair news coverage?
Oh, John, let me tell you this. I think that Donald Trump puts his own foot in his mouth, and he consistently does this.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Hold on. Whoa. But yeah, I got that. But is he going to be able to get fair news coverage? And should he?
Well, I can't say that all the media is biased. I mean, sure, you got media outlets that are biased. I'm not going to deny that. But I can't say that all the media is biased.
All right, man. Thanks much. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy here, host of the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, sponsored by DallasBoatsForSale.com. Let me break it down for you. We talk about boats and boating, boat ramps, marinas, lakes and water levels, boat sales, sailboats, sailing, anchoring, sinking, grounding, buying, selling, and enjoying the fun out on the water. You picking up what I'm putting down? If it floats, we talk about it every Saturday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
It's probably been about 10 years ago. I had quite a few credit cards. The interest on the cards was really high. I was making the minimum payments, but barely. And it was just getting to be too much, so I called Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5348 to talk to a certified counselor.
They met with me, and they were able to get all of my credit cards in one lower payment.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
They did help me learn how to manage my money. Now, we have a house, and we're doing a lot better.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5348.
My name is Holly, and I am debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5348.
Does it concern you the stock market has hit all-time highs this year when the economy has gone nowhere? If you're retired or retiring soon and worry about a stock market crash, the time to protect yourself is now. Don't miss the special free August Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose 10 a.m. Saturday, August 13th, Hilton Arlington, 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 16th, Hilton Garden Inn Alliance Airport, or 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 23rd, Hampton Inn Burleson. It's important to reserve your seat at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Did you pay a lot for that top-of-the-line mattress and it's already breaking down? Time to go to Savin. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. The Savin bed is made with certified organic mattress covers and 100% natural latex foam cushioning, not polyurethane or memory foam. It's more comfortable too, custom tailored for individualized comfort based on your size and sleeping position. Why buy a Savin? Why even consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems. In Dallas and Southlake, go to Savin.com.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Donald Trump throws his support behind House Speaker Paul Ryan, plus another couple of GOP heavy hitters.
I hope
in the highest esteem Senator John McCain for his service to our country in uniform and in public office. And I fully support and endorse his reelection.
Trump in Green Bay, Wisconsin also endorsed New Hampshire Senator Kelly Ayotte. There may be another Miami Zika victim that could have acquired it locally.
The Wynwood neighborhood has been the scene of an ongoing investigation and mosquito spraying. The new case is said to be a person who was a close contact of the original 2 cases discovered.
Fox's Eben Brown. Mayor Anthony Silva of Stockton, California, says he's innocent of charges that he supplied alcohol to teens for a strip poker game at a youth camp. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? Learn how you can get stock market gains but never stock market losses. Join Eric Oberto for the Retirement and Income Radio Show every Saturday from noon to 1 p.m. Call Eric right now and request a free retirement and income kit and book at 844-503-7233. That's 844-503-SAFE. Listen to the Retirement and Income Radio Show Saturdays at noon here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Welcome to Texas summer. Standing outside, got some ice in a cup, and the ice melts. Then the cup melts. Get in your car, you need an oven mitt to touch the steering wheel. Welcome to Texas summer. And if your AC breaks, oh my, do you need to call somebody. Hey, call my AC company. It's Mark Davis for Walker AC, walkerac.com or 972-4-WALKER, 972 the number 4 Walker. You got an emergency? Boom, same day. They are there. Need a repair? Boom, they will do it. Charge you a fair price. Need a new system? Oh, they've got those, but they're not going to force one on you. They've got an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Great customer reviews, 972-4-WALKER or walkerac.com. Visit them on Facebook. They're family owned, 52 years in the biz, 50% off a diagnostic fee. Called 972-4-WALKER, 972 the number 4 Walker or walkerac.com. They are my AC company. When we've got a repair need, we call them. We need a new system, we call them. It's walkerac.com, 972-4-WALKER or walkerac.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did American men get so soft? Today's average red-blooded American man has less testosterone than his father, and his father has less testosterone than his father. Before we turn into a country of powder puffs, Force Factor is launching the Man Up America event. We want to send every man in America a complimentary bottle of the breakout supplement taking GNC by storm. Test X180 Ignite, loaded with free testosterone-boosting manliness. Get your complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 313131. Test X180 Ignite raises levels of free testosterone in your body to help build lean muscle during workouts. Plus, it helps incinerate fat, fuel explosive sexual desire, and improve performance. Now you can continue to feel like the real men that made this country great. Do yourself a favor. Do America a favor. Text MAN to 313131 for your complimentary bottle. That's a complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 313131.
As a listener to this station, you've heard a variety of companies advertising their products and services, many of them for a number of years.
I'm Walt Parker with InvestingMakesMeSick.com. I've gotten absolutely great results. No matter who's advertising, it definitely pays off. Doesn't matter what business they're in. I think they'll find it's going to be very rewarding.
My name is John Duncan, and I'm the CEO and founder of Bioscan of Los Colinas. It's simply the most effective advertising that I can do. I've advertised for the last 14 years on television, radio, and newspaper, and advertising with 660 gets the best results.
Hi, I'm Marcia West, Senior Account Manager for 660 AM The Answer. For 20 years, I've worked with companies, both big and small, to create cost-effective radio campaigns that get results. Let me do the same for you. Contact me today at mwest@ksky.com. That's mwest@ksky.com. I want to help you grow your business.
I had the home of my dreams, but one day I noticed cracks in the wall by the front door as well as the kitchen window. A neighbor recommended Abacus Foundation Repair. He said they're the best foundation repair company in Dallas, and they use an advanced system on your foundation called Millennium Composite Pilings that'll last 1,000 years. Well, I went to their website, abacusfoundationrepair.com, and saw that they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and the world's leading service company review website recommended them highly. And the best part? They haven't had a complaint in the last 13 years. So I called them, and I'm happy I did. Abacus Foundation Repair guaranteed their work, and they gave me a lifetime transferable warranty.
If you see cracks in the walls of your home or your doors don't shut properly, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. That's 972-406-9000. Or go to abacusfoundationrepair.com. If you want your foundation fixed right the first time, call Abacus Foundation Repair.
Nearly 200,000 Texans were abused by their intimate partners last year. 74% of Texans will experience abuse or know someone who has. Legal solutions are the only proven, permanent way to break the cycle of violence. Texas Advocacy Project provides free legal assistance to victims of domestic and dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking. Call an attorney and get the free legal assistance you need today. Call 1-800-374-HOPE.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Still talking a little bit about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not getting anything close to proper media coverage. We talked about this yesterday, and guess what all the headlines are today? It's so bad, even the mainstream media is noticing. It is not correct. It is not fair. It is not right. It's bordering on criminal now. It's bordering on criminal. At some point, if they don't get a hold of this, there will be no need for any pretense whatsoever. If you don't have the media on your side, your vote is going to matter for nothing. That's what Donald Trump means when he says that the election is rigged. It's not rigged at the actual process. The good things that Donald Trump does don't get reported. Only the bad things do. The bad things that Hillary Clinton does don't get reported. Only the good things do. Except when there's no way that they can save her. Like happened today. More about that in a second. Let me get to Cheryl in Fort Worth, Texas. Cheryl, is Trump going to be able to get anything close to fair coverage?
I don't think so. First off, I have a degree in radio, TV, film.
Yes.
And I have a degree in advertising, public relations, and an MBA in marketing.
Awesome.
Also ran for office myself, by the way, here in Fort Worth, in Tarrant County. But one of the things that is paramount for people to understand is that the airways belong to the public. They belong to you and me, all of the citizens of the United States.
Right.
And broadcasters are, and I'm sure you know all of this, but the public may not, but broadcasters, the corporations, the stations, they are licensed to, quote, operate in the public interest, unquote. Now, when you have a license, just like when you have a driver's license, it is a privilege to drive, not a right, and that's why you have to have a license. So the airwaves do not belong to the broadcasters. They have no right, no First Amendment right. We have a First Amendment right as individuals. And so they are to operate in the public interest, and if they do not do so, which they have not been doing so, they should be losing that license to operate. And in my opinion, every major news organization, ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, PBS, NPR, Fox News, and others, should all lose their license to, quote, operate in the public interest, unquote. And we need to have truly fair and balanced broadcasting, because that's what it's supposed to be, and they're not doing that.
Well, they say that a free press is essential to a free society, and this isn't a free press. This is not a free press. This is a press that is manipulated by itself to be the worst nightmare of the founding fathers. They saw this. This is ridiculous. This is a propaganda wing of the Democrat Party.
Right. The thing is, everybody does not have access to the airways. People can come up with their own journal and start a journal up if they want, but you can't just start up utilizing the airways. You have to get there's only so many slots available to for the airways to be able to get them. That's why you have to be licensed.
Except there's a problem. Back in the 80s, when President Reagan wanted to deregulate everything, one of the first things he came up with was deregulating the broadcasting industry, which was a huge mistake. That was the death knell for American media. And then it got worse with the Telecommunication Act of 1996.
Right. Well, the only thing is, though, it still requires them to operate in the public interest, and they're not doing that.
Yeah, who is defining the public interest? The people that are defining the public interest are not FCC commissioners that are like you or like me or anything of the kind. What they are party politics people who, as long as the party politic is being taken care of by the press, they're not journalists. They're not people that know anything about it.
Well, I understand. In fact, I have talked about, you have Bob Schieffer, the College of Communications over here at TCU, which is where I went.
Yep.
And I keep thinking, if he took the courses I took in journalism, he'd flunk them. And the way you tell if somebody's being fair and balanced is if the person who is being accused of whatever it is, or if there's proof that person has done it, they've admitted it or whatever, if it were the other party, would you feel the same way about reporting it the same way? And that's how you know if it's fair and balanced. In other words, it shouldn't make any difference, who the person is. They need to report the facts and let the public decide, what they want to, which way they want to go, if that's acceptable. The main thing we have to keep in mind, and by the way, I've supported Trump since the day he announced, and I thought it was going to be Trump versus Bernie, but anyway, the way Hillary's going, it may be.
Yeah.
But, I just feel like we need to keep in mind the most important thing is whoever gets in is going to put in at least 4 to 5, maybe 6 Supreme Court justices, which isn't just for a lifetime, for 40 years. It affects everybody from now on, for the rest of the country, for the rest of the time of the country. Because unless it's overturned, whatever that precedent is going to set the stage. And so it is extremely, extremely, extremely important that we get somebody in there like Trump who will put in originalists. And in other words, one of the things too that is paramount is when you have a law. I ran for Justice of the Peace, by the way, JP5 here in Tarrant County. One of the things that is paramount is that judges are supposed to not make law. They're supposed to go by the law as written. And if a law is ambiguous, they're supposed to go back and try to determine what the intent of the legislature was when they made that law, and to assume that every word that is put into that law was put there for a specific reason. Now, if you're talking about the Constitution, you don't go to the legislature, you go back to the framers and founders and try to determine what were they trying to do, what were they trying to accomplish with that law, what was their understanding of the words they were using when they used them at that time period. And one of the things that is very concerning to me, and it affects both parties, it's been perpetrated by both parties. It started out with Chester A. Arthur, a Republican, but it's happened with several times this time around with Ted Cruz and Bobby Jindal and Rick Santorum and in fact, even Kelly Ayotte, but she hasn't run now, but for president. But we've got people who are absolutely, positively not natural-born citizens, born on the soil to 2 American parents. And back in the days when when the Naturalization Act of 1790 and 1795 were around, they were talking about two parents because we went by God's law. Prior to the Cable Act of 1922, we went by God's law as to, the two shall become one when two people marry.
Right.
And the husband is the head of the household. And so when the two people married, the woman took the character of the husband. And so if you had a foreign husband and even a natural-born citizen American wife, the American citizen wife would lose her American citizenship prior to the Cable Act of 22, and she would take on the character or nationality of the husband. And I know this firsthand because it happened to my grandmother.
How interesting.
So when my father and uncle were born, they were born on U.S. soil to two then British subject parents. So by the time my two younger uncles were born, my grandfather had become an American citizen. My grandmother got her citizenship back. And so when the two younger uncles were born, they were born on U.S. soil also, but they were born to two then American parents. They were natural-born citizens. My father and my older uncle were not. In fact, all four people, my grandfather, my grandmother, my older uncle, and my father, are all named and described on my grandfather's naturalization document.
Here's what I understood about that. Now, you moved around a lot of different ways here. The one thing that I want to do is I want to figure out, how do you now rebuild the level of regulation necessary to put news back in news when it comes to America's broadcasters? You see, I mean, my show's not going to change because I do news. But the thing about this is that I also do a lot of commentary. There would be a lot of people that would come unglued about my radio broadcast in the way things were done, say, for example, in 1987. But the thing about it is that my show wouldn't change that much. But there are an awful lot of guys' shows that would change. And what I'm trying to find out is, is there any way of doing that? You say start over, but that would be the Communications Act of 1932. 34. 19. Yeah, it was 34, which is one of the best civic documents ever written. It was fantastic. To operate in the public interest as a public trustee. Beautiful language.
Right, exactly.
But then let's move forward to this natural-born citizen thing, where it seems to me that a natural-born citizen is someone who was born in the United States or in one of its protectorates of two American citizens, whether they are naturalized citizens or natural-born citizens. That's what I always thought a natural-born citizen was.
Right. In other words, the parents have to have been citizens in whatever form or fashion, whether they were natural-born citizens or whether they were naturalized citizens. They had to be naturalized citizens at the time, by the time of the birth of the child. That's why my older uncle and my dad, when they were born here on U.S. soil, they were born to two British subject parents.
Right,
but when the two younger were born, my grandparents were already both American citizens, and my grandmother had gotten her citizenship back. All this took place before the Cable Act of 22.
Are you?
And go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, are you going to run for Justice of the Peace again?
I haven't decided. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided.
Well, do me a favor. If you decide to run for anything, I want you to keep something in mind. It's called the Who's Next Project. Have you ever heard us do it?
No.
The Who's Next Project is where we take people like you that are running for office and we give them a chance to talk to people for free. And they get a chance to tell us what they want to do for their particular office. And so we do that during election times. And if you decide to run, we certainly would like to talk to you. Something else, you seem to be a very learned human being, both a broadcaster and a government person. How are we doing here on the Wells Report? What do you think?
I don't get to listen real often, but when I do, I've liked it a lot, and that's why I'm listening. And I've liked it a lot. I think you're pretty fair. And one thing, so that we need to also consider, like going back a little bit, is that there's a difference between news and commentary.
Right.
And if something's calling itself a news broadcast, they need to be a fair and balanced news podcast. If they are a commentary program, then it's an opinionated thing. People are going to expect to have opinionated people on it, and totally different animal. And as long as it's made clear, that's one thing.
Here's the issue. I try to do that every chance I get. Here's the issue. When you are constantly inundated with source material that's propaganda, you have to derive the news from it. I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good at that. but it's difficult for me, say, for example, from time to time, and people call me on it, to make a case. Jon-David, are you really doing the news there? Because I'm trying to de-propagandize the news, Cheryl, and it's not easy.
Right.
It's really not. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying? Go ahead.
Well, like I say, the main thing is, when somebody is telling something about, whatever the news is or whatever the issue is, like I say, if you think about how would you treat this?
Yeah, if it was balanced, if it was the other side. Thanks very much, Cheryl. Appreciate your time. God bless. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Let's go back about 8 months ago. It's so cold. Is it ever going to warm up? Now it feels like 135 degrees.
I did not sign up for this. I cannot do this, okay?
660 AM The Answer and Ray's Emergency Air are teaming up to help you cool off quick.
Cool for the summer.
Go to 660amtheanswer.com and tell us if you need a new AC system for your home.
Linux. Explore the precision of Linux.
660amtheanswer.com.
Hey, are you tired of stuffed shirt critics taking all the fun out of your entertainment information? You want something a little more fun and untucked? I am entertainment critic Matt Mungle, and I want to personally invite you to join me and Brian Kluger for the Entertainment Answer, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You have questions on what to spend your hard-earned money on at the box office? We have the answer. Where are the new and exciting live theater and concerts happening? We have those answers too, all in an energetic style that is fan to fan. That's the Entertainment Answer, Sunday nights at 9, right here on 660 AM The Answer.
As a listener of the financial diva Victoria Woods on this station, you know that she only makes two statements about the market with absolute certainty. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Volatility is part of investing, and if that's a roller coaster ride you're just not interested in taking anymore, it's time to consider protecting a minimum of 25% of your hard-earned retirement dollars. Call 888-838-3482 today. If you're 10 to 15 years from retirement, having the right balance of protection and growth in your retirement portfolio is one way to rest easy when the market is doing cartwheels. Call Chapelwood Financial Services at 888-838-3482 to discover how you can have that balanced plan. Protection of a portion of your assets is the foundation of your retirement plan. Don't lose another minute of sleep worrying about the next market correction. Contact Chapelwood Financial at 888-838-3482 or email office@chapelwood.com. That's 2 P's and 1 L to ask how you can protect your money today. That's 888-838-3482.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-600-5451. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-600-5451. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-600-5451. 1-800-600-5451.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs. But then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing summer dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for summer. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-375-4806. That's 800-375-4806. 800-375-4806.
Summer in Texas, that means high temperatures and even higher energy bills. Did you know that 50% of your energy costs are related to the windows in your home? That's right, 50%. Hi, this is Dave Trainer of the Window Connection. A combination of the right windows and the right installation is the key to keeping your home cool, comfortable, and energy efficient. Replacement windows save you money by offering more than 4 times the heat reflective capabilities than a typical builder's grade window, so you'll really notice the difference in your home and in your energy bill. Call me at 972-620-1994 for a free and friendly evaluation of your home's current windows. We can even make it easier to get those perfect windows installed with 12 months same as cash and numerous payment options on select products. Call me and let's talk about your window project.
For a limited time, save 33% off the labor for window installation. For a free estimate, call 972-620-1994, 972-620-1994, or go to thewindowconnection.net.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I remember jumping all over the mainstream media and trying to figure out what I could do as a broadcaster to try to even things out. And it's not easy. It really isn't. Because just like Donald Trump is up against the Republican Party and the Democrat Party and the mainstream media. When I do this kind of broadcast, I'm up against agents of the media as well. I worked for a company that did its absolute dead level best to kill right-wing talk radio. They've done everything they possibly could to destroy the voice of what was arguably the silent majority. And they're still out there. It's really funny. There are times when people will call me on the telephone and say that I'm a lonely voice out in the wilderness. Yeah, I feel that way. I feel like that. We feel like that here on the Wells Report. But there has to be a place where you can get the real truth. There has to be a place where you get the real story. I do my best. I truly do. When I was talking to Cheryl a second ago, and I'm talking about trying to de-propagandize the news, it's really hard. That's why you have to tear it back down to its basic fact. And then you have to report those facts. And then you have to build a story based on those facts. And a lot of times you fall into some really amazing stuff, like we did last night. But that was more just from a standpoint of observation. We suddenly realized that the mainstream media was overplaying its hand regarding Donald Trump. The mainstream media is indeed screwing itself up. I've never seen the mainstream media with lower credibility than we have this right now. We have here in the United States right now. You know, it's so bad when I'm trying to explain something that's in the news, which takes the place of a lot of times of a straight ahead newscast. Today in Washington, Paul Ryan said A, B, C, and D. I mean, what I have to do at this point is I have to say, okay, this particular news outlet, which is renowned for this kind of bias, reports this. And this other news outlet that has this kind of bias reports that. You've heard me do that time and time and time again. It's quite literally, it is a very difficult puzzle palace to try to put all this stuff together. But it's something that I'm proud of. It's something that Vicki and I and Matt are very proud of, and we do it every single day. But the interesting thing about it is Because I'm not exactly sure that the people that are coming out of the TCU J School, journalism school, I'm not sure they're going to be able to reconstruct any of this. How will they know how to do the news when they've probably never, ever heard it before? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
How much of your life are you losing because of pain? I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC at Genesis Back and Neck, and I really do want to give you your life back.
Hi, my name is Brenda. I had 5 of the lower disc of my back that had herniated, and they had pressed against the nerves, and I could not move. Hadn't felt my right leg in 8 months. The pain was so bad. Neurologists and surgeons had told me I'd never walk. And then I went back into the office with Dr. Chad, and I told him, I've had so many people tell me there's nothing I can do. And he says, I'm pretty sure I can get you out of that wheelchair. And little by little, he got me up walking, and it has gotten so much better. I cannot tell you how much I admire everybody in that office.
That just blesses me to hear that. At Genesis, we accept most major insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. Call me. 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922 or online at genesisback.com.
We've all heard about the amazing benefits of juicing, and it's true. Juicing helps you stay fit and trim. Juicing is great for boosting energy and vitality. There's just one catch, the cost. But what if you had a simple and affordable shortcut? Introducing the Organic Juice Cleanse. Every scoop is power-packed with over 20 organic farm-fresh superfruits, berries, and fiber, plus clinically tested cranberry. Just scoop, shake, and go, and you'll feel great all day. Best of all, the Organic Cranberry Cleanse isn't just affordable. Today, it's free. That's right. Just pay for the shipping and we'll rush you a free bottle. Now, you can buy the Organic Cranberry Cleanse on Amazon. But for your free bottle, simply call Purity Products right now. Dial 1-800-360-2393. That's 1-800-360-2393. For your free Organic Cranberry Cleanse, call now. 1-800-360-2393. That's 1-800-360-2393.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
Almost every bear market has come on the heels of a rapidly rising stock market. That's why if you're retired or retiring soon and can't afford a 30 to 50% loss in a stock market crash, protect yourself now.
This is Ken Moraif, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
Choose 10 a.m. Saturday, August 13th, Hilton Arlington, 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 16th, Hilton Garden Inn, Alliance Airport. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net. or call 800-994-0302.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Zero Res. A busy summer means a cleaner house is necessary, so let's get going at 214-37-CLEAN. 214-37-CLEAN for the $33 per room Mark Davis Show carpet cleaning special. Call them. Pre-treated, clean, sanitized, $33 a room. Also, drapes, upholstery, hardwood floors, 214-37-CLEAN. For a Zero Res clean, you also get a $50 gift certificate to a Estilo Gaucho Brazilian Steakhouse. So call them. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN for Zero Res.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759 for the first time in nearly a year. Well, 7 months at least. Since her last formal press conference, the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, presidential candidate for the Democrat Party, sort of kind of had a press conference today. It really wasn't good. It really wasn't good. She was speaking to the National Association of Black Journalists and the National Association of Hispanic Journalists during their annual conference in Washington, D.C. The president of the NABJ described the event as a large press conference, but many reporters who frequently cover the Democrat nominee pointed out that fielding a few pre-selected questions doesn't really count as a press conference. That was Lisa Lehrer. Abby D. Phillip said, by the way, a couple of questions from pre-selected journalists is not a press conference. Jennifer Epstein said Clinton introduced her at NABJ 16, calls her Q&A a large press conference. It's not a press conference. Media engagement has been a cornerstone of the Trump campaign. Clinton is known as someone who will avoid the press if at all possible. She's got a lot to hide. She really does. When she gets out in front of the press, she's in big trouble. They will ask her questions, just like they did this time. She started out by praising the media. I'm delighted to thank you for the important work you do every single day. And now more than ever, we need you to keep holding leaders and candidates accountable. We need you to make sure that America's front pages and nightly newscasts and online information request the great diversity of the nation. On behalf of us, we encourage you to take questions more often with the reporters, said the Washington Post's Ed O'Keefe. She should especially take questions from those who are on the trail with her. She does not do that. So how did today go? Well, a Latino reporter asked a question about Latino voters. What question are you going to ask? The first question, what are you going to ask? You're going to ask about whether or not people who are here illegally feel their votes get counted? That's not exactly what the question is, but you get the idea, right? Hillary answers a reporter on Latino voters that feel like their votes just don't matter.
Well, look, I think that the president was committed to immigration reform. It's one of the reasons we got the bipartisan bill passed in the Senate. And what we didn't get, though, was enough political pressure to turn that bill into a voting issue in the 2010 midterm election. And here's one of my frustrations. People turn out to vote for presidential elections and then often don't for midterm elections. So we lost a lot of the leverage because we lost the House of Representatives. So nothing happens easily or quickly in modern politics in America, but here is what I know. As I have said, we are not going to be deporting hardworking people and break up families. I've been on record for a year and a half about this, and that will be how I direct the Department of Homeland Security to act. We are going to push on immigration reform, and I will need not only a considerable vote in November. But I will need people across our country to make it clear to their elected representatives that they are going to be held accountable for how they are going to act on immigration reform. If we put enough organizing and political effort into this, I am optimistic, and I believe we can get this done. But it won't happen simply because we want it. And I can only say that I will give you my very best efforts, and I will do everything I can to help elect a Democratic Senate. And I've already talked to some of my former colleagues in the Senate. This will be fast-tracked. We already know what can pass the Senate because it happened just a few years ago. And if we then put enough pressure on the House and do everything we can to, really force them to have to take what the Senate passes, I think the outcome will be very different this time. And that's my goal, and that's what I'm going to do everything I can to achieve.
In other words, what she's planning on doing is changing the rules again, doing things backwards, and doing whatever she has to do politically to be able to pull the camel through the eye of the needle. Okay, that's good to know. Then, after that very nice and very cordial warm-up, there was a question regarding Chris Wallace and her telling Chris about how James Comey said her comments were truthful. Listen to this gem.
I was pointing out in both of those instances that Director Comey had said that my answers in my FBI interview were truthful. That's really the bottom line here. And I have said during the interview and in many other occasions over the past months that what I told the FBI, which he said was truthful, is consistent with what I have said publicly. So I may have short-circuited it, and for that I will try to clarify, because I think Chris Wallace and I were probably talking past each other because, of course, he could only talk to what I had told the FBI, and I appreciated that. Now, I have acknowledged repeatedly that using 2 email accounts was a mistake, and I take responsibility for that. But I do think, having him say that my answers to the FBI were truthful, and then I should quickly add what I said was consistent with what I had said publicly. And that's really sort of, in my view, trying to tie both ends together.
Is the one inconsistency, though, that you said you never sent or received classified material, and he did say there were 3 emails that were marked classified at the time. Is that an inconsistency?
Well, here are the facts behind that as well. You know that I sent over 30,000 emails to the State Department that were work-related emails. Director Comey said that only 3 out of 30,000 had anything resembling classified markers. What does that mean? Well, usually, if any of you have ever served in the government, a classified document has a big heading on the top, which makes very clear what the classification is. And in questioning, Director Comey made the point that the 3 emails out of the 30,000 did not have the appropriate markings. And it was therefore reasonable to conclude that anyone, including myself, would have not suspected that they were classified. And in fact, I think that has been discussed by others who have said 2 out of those 3 were later explained by the State Department not to have been in any way confidential at the time that they were delivered.
She's searching.
So that leaves the 100 out of 30,000 emails that Director Comey testified contain classified information. But again, he acknowledged there were no markings on those 100 emails. And so what we have here is pretty much what I have been saying throughout this whole year, and that is that I never sent or received anything that was marked classified. Now, if in retrospect, which is what is behind the 100 number, if in retrospect some different agencies said, but it should have been, although it wasn't, it should have been, that's what the debate is about. But Director Comey said there was absolutely no intention on my part to either ignore or in any way dismiss the importance of those documents because they weren't marked classified. So that would have been hard to do. And I will go back to where I started. I regret using one account. I've taken responsibility for that, but I'm pleased to be able to clarify and explain what I think the bottom line is on this.
What? Yeah, that's what we call your basic gobbledygookian, garbage-filled, searching around, stream of consciousness. Oh my God, I am in so deep. I don't know what to do. And she is just digging. I mean, where was the Secret Service guy to say, after the Secret Service guy told her to keep talking? Where was he to tell her? Where was he today to tell her, stop talking? You've got to stop talking right now. Whatever it is that you're talking about, we don't really have any idea what you're talking about.
I've got Comey and Gowdy.
Yeah. If you want some clarity in public speaking, if you want some clarity in all of this kind of stuff, why don't we go? Oh, by the way, there is one thing before we get to Comey and Gowdy. When she says that James Comey said that her answers during the FBI investigation, during the actual conversation with the FBI were truthful, that is exactly what happened, or she would be in jail. Is that the story that we got? There is no flipping way. That's the story that we got. Just so you know. Now, about that lying about everything. There were a few things that Hillary said never happened. She never, ever, ever sent classified material on her servers. She never saw anything that was marked classified. She didn't know what they were talking about when she said that. Here is what Trey Gowdy and James Comey did after a pretty good investigation into what Hillary Clinton did. Roll it.
Secretary Clinton said she never sent or received any classified information over her private email. Was that true?
Our investigation found that there was classified information sent.
So it was not true.
Right. That's what I said.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a little shorter answer so you and I are not here quite as long. Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true. There were a small number of portion markings on, I think, 3 of the documents.
Secretary Clinton said, I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Secretary Clinton said neither she nor anyone else deleted work-related emails from her personal account. Was that true?
That's a harder one to answer. We found traces of work-related emails on devices or in Slack space, whether they were deleted or whether when a server was changed out, something happened to them. There's no doubt that there were work-related emails that were removed electronically from the email system.
Secretary Clinton said her lawyers read every one of the emails and were overly inclusive. Did her lawyers read the email content individually?
No.
She keeps talking about this. I mean, look, I'm trying to figure out just exactly what's going on inside her head. I mean, is she really that disconnected from reality that she does not understand that every time she goes into this cockamamie, imbecilic, gobbledygookian diatribe about her email that directly contradicts FBI Director Comey, that she loses? I mean, doesn't she realize that? And if she doesn't realize it, how is she going to be the president of the United States without being able to figure anything out? This is the Wells Report.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that'll take you from where you are now to the retirement that you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the Wealth Smart Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You only get to retire once, so it's really important you do it right. And your host, Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group, helps people retire successfully every day. So don't miss Wealth Smart every Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
You know, there's a big difference between talking about the auto industry and knowing the auto industry. Hey, Kurt Chase here, host of the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We're right here every Saturday morning. I bring 25 years of dealership and automotive straight talk to you, the consumer. Whether it's buying or leasing a car, knowing a good used car from a bad bucket of bolts, financing to the best cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, Saturday mornings right here on 660 AM The Answer.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-400-0067. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-400-0067. That's 1-800-400-0067. 1-800-400-0067.
We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
Let me ask you a question. Where you been getting your fried yardbird on lately? I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's fried chicken. Well, at the diner, we do it a little bit different. Hand-pounded, hand-breaded, fried to order, and it comes with the best smooth, warm, creamy brie cheese. And then we top it with, oh my God, I can't even believe this, a tomato caper relish that is just out of this world. So if you've been eating fried yardbird somewhere else, come by the Crossroads Diner because my yardbird's the best.
Fresh ingredients sure to please any sophisticated palate and taste at affordable diner prices in a casual environment. Crossroads Diner. Come eat with them at their new location, now at the corner of Preston and Campbell in the Kroger Shopping Center. Open for breakfast and lunch, Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit them on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. They'll be waiting for you.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. And right now, listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/America. That's ZipRecruiter.com/America. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/America.
Once upon a time, a girl named Goldilocks was searching for the perfect mattress. One was too hard. Ouch. One was too soft. Ugh. But one was just right. Then, when she tried to sleep, it squeaked, it rattled, it moved. It was the old metal bed frame, and it was unbearable.
It's time to get the Embrace bed frame by Knickerbocker. Why would you spend thousands of dollars on a quality mattress and then put it on an ugly, noisy metal frame that you have to hide with a dust ruffle? Get the Embrace bed frame by Knickerbocker. It will eliminate noise, motion transfer, and protect your mattress from sagging. Knickerbocker foundations are made in the USA and come with a limited lifetime warranty. They're available in 5 colors, look beautiful, and require no tools for assembly. It's time for a better bed frame from Knickerbocker.
Finally, Goldilocks got smart and got a Knickerbocker Embrace bed frame, and it was just right.
Visit your local furniture or mattress store and ask for the Embrace bed frame by Knickerbocker.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I want you to hear more of this conference, this press conference, because it is so very odd to listen to Hillary Clinton talk about things that have nothing to do with her campaign and with what's going on in the United States of America. This unbelievably dishonest matrix of gymnastic flexibility that is being used by the mainstream media to keep Hillary Clinton from being called to account, for the miscreancy of her time as the Secretary of State. It is ridiculous. I've got the presser. I've got the presser. The first vote, the first question. Latino voters feel like their votes don't matter. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do something about that. A New York Times reporter asked Hillary what it says about an electorate that endorses somebody like Donald Trump, who is racist and sexist, et cetera, et cetera. There is one decent question that goes with the one that was asked about the conversation with Chris Wallace. Somebody asked her about, well, voters don't trust either candidate. How will you lead a nation that doesn't trust you? We'll get to that coming up a little bit later on, but there's more. This is embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. Honestly, if there was somebody that was in a college journalism class and tried to pull this off with a newsmaker, they'd be told to get into something else like human resources or something. This is the Wells Report.
How about at retirement, you have more fun, more freedom, and more income than you have right now? This is Dr. Neil Gallagher, the guy who wrote America's Retirement Bible. Join me here on KSKY Saturdays at 1 o'clock to grab the joy of a rich retirement. The joy of a rich retirement. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. on 660 AM, The Answer.
Imagine someone stealing your home without even breaking in. Think it's not possible? Think again. Have you or your aging parents already fallen victim to deed fraud, known as house stealing? The FBI is calling house stealing the fastest growing white-collar crime in America. The scariest part, most people have no idea their home title was transferred, often to a person the homeowner knows and trusts, like a caregiver or family member. Now, there is a fraud alert service where homeowners and their loved ones can check risk-free that they're not already a victim. It's called HomeTitleLock.com, and it also alerts you if someone may be trying to scam you out of your home. Try Home Title Lock monitoring risk-free today and receive your home's title history, a $59 value, absolutely free. Deed fraud is increasingly targeting seniors. Protect your biggest asset and don't lose your family home forever. To make sure you're not already a victim, go to HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Hey folks, Dave Trainer of the Window Connection here. You know, I just did a great little job in South Lake, and believe it or not, the customer called me up 2 weeks later and said, Dave, I just can't believe that the house is twice as quiet. Did you know that your house could be twice as quiet? Did you know that you could actually not hear the lawnmower going outside? it was possible to not hear Harleys riding up and down your street. The right windows can be literally twice as quiet. By making a house twice as quiet and 4 times more energy efficient, it's like you've got a nice airtight little cave to live in. It is a truly wonderful, wonderful thing, and not many people get to experience that kind of quality of life. I'm Dave Trainer of the Window Connection. I would love to show you what a difference it could make. It's all the difference in the world just to be able to sit in a comfortable environment. There's just so much to be said for what replacement windows can do.
For a limited time, save 33% off the labor for window installation. For a free estimate, call 972-620-1994. 972-620-1994 or go to thewindowconnection.net.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY in Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Donald Trump makes an important endorsement.
In our shared mission to make America great again, I support and endorse our Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan.
Donald Trump in Green Bay, Wisconsin, who went on to endorse the re-election bids of Senators John McCain of Arizona and Kelly Ayotte of New Hampshire. The Democratic vice presidential candidate took some swipes at the GOP nominee, accusing him of ripping off small businesses that work with him.
What he does is he looks at small businesses as, I can run over you. And when they come and they say, well, wait, I got a contract. I got a contract and I did the work. What Trump and his phalanx of lawyers say is, yeah, you got a contract and you did the work, so sue us.
Senator Tim Kaine in Milwaukee, Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer. Listen on iHeartRadio.
Join the financial diva, Victoria Woods, and investment advisor Damon King Saturday at 10 a.m. for It's All About the Money, Honey. Concerned about protecting your hard-earned dollars from another market crash? Need a simple plan for not outliving your money or keeping Uncle Sam out of your pocket? Victoria and Damon blend real-world stories with a dose of humor and homespun wisdom. To send your burning money questions and learn your risk speed limit, go to chapelwood.com. That's chapelwood.com. Then listen Saturday at 10 a.m. on 660 AM The Answer for It's All About the Money, Honey.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We all know that summer is busy, a lot going on, and sometimes things slip through the cracks, like the cracks in your walls or sheetrock or the doors that are sticking, the signs of foundation problems that are right in front of your face, but you're just too busy to get to them. Well, that could be a costly delay. I want you to go right now to abacusfoundationrepair.com. Call them if you have the slightest question about foundation trouble, because you do not want this to go any further. 972-406-9000 to call the right company the first time. 972-406-9000. abacusfoundationrepair.com. And just to sweeten the deal for you, give you a little motivation to call them today, $1,000 off. $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. And they're not just any old pilings. They are Millennium composite pilings, the toughest, the best. They're the only North Texas foundation people that have them. So 972-406-9000. Get that foundation fixed right now. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-900-6181. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-900-6181. That's 1-800-900-6181. 1-800-900-6181.
When you live with back pain, every day has certain challenges, like picking up my kids or trying to get groceries out of the car. I had tried medication. Even a surgery didn't help. That's when I heard about Dr. Chad. I am pain-free. Seriously. No more back pain. No more medications. Thank you, Dr. Chad.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Glines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. If you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922 or online at mylowback.com.
Considering a bathroom model? Where do you start? Take it from me, it can be very confusing. Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzari, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, Statewide Remodeling designs and installs more bathrooms than any company in Texas. With all that experience, we're the guys to call when you're considering a bathroom model. We also have a showroom where you can bring ideas and talk to our designers. Either way, if you come to us or we come to you, we will eliminate any confusion you may have about creating a beautiful and functioning bathroom. Or if you just want to update what you have, we can do that too at a price that won't break the bank. There's something about doing business with a local company. And we're based right here with 22 years of delivering what we say and backing it with a satisfaction guarantee. And that's in writing. If you call now, you'll get up to $2,000 off your whole bath project. Of course, we offer 100% financing with approved credit. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095 or anytime online at statewideremodeling.com.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360. 1-800-758-5360.
The Texas Scorecard, a Texas news magazine for all Texans. News and information about issues facing the Lone Star State from Texans you trust. Get the Texas Scorecard in print. Get it online. Get it in your inbox. Subscribe for free by texting Scorecard to 313131 or visit texasscorecard.com. Someone is always keeping score, and we think it ought to be the taxpayers.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Here is the, once again, in case you missed it, we were playing this unbelievably convoluted pretzel logic mess of an answer having to do with trying to explain the dichotomy between her testimony regarding James Comey of the FBI and what she talked about last Sunday with Chris Wallace. Every time she talks about the conversation she had with Chris Wallace, people just start shaking their head. It's almost as if she is completely unaware that she is caught in the lie she's telling yet again. Ed O'Keefe asked her, for the Washington Post, asked her a question about the public trust. That's question number 4. We're going to get to that coming up in just a couple of moments. Clinton tried to clarify her recent claims that FBI Director James Comey had said she had told the American people the truth about her private email server. Clinton then said she may have short-circuited her description of what happened. What does that mean? Short-circuited? Comey said there was no basis to conclude she lied to the FBI. But he has never weighed in. Comey has never weighed in to what she has said to the American people through her congressional testimony. Now, Trey Gowdy and James Comey have already talked about this. Trey Gowdy, with the certainty of a federal prosecutor, took Hillary Clinton's story apart. Jason Chaffetz, the chairman of the Government Oversight and Reform Committee, immediately sent a note to the FBI to inquire as to whether or not Hillary Clinton was guilty of perjury before Congress. The FBI didn't start looking at that case until they got that request from Jason Chaffetz. So there are two conversations. One where Hillary Clinton speaks directly to the FBI without a transcript, without a recording, in private, and then there's her testimony in public. She says that James Comey said she was completely forthcoming with her questions regarding the FBI. Yes, she was. She was told by her lawyers, I don't care what you've said in public, whatever you say to the FBI had better be true. And so she just flat did that. And then she's trying to say, well, that sort of rubs off on her testimony before the public, which is completely incorrect. So I just wanted you to know the actual enormity of the lie that she's trying to tell. So let's see. The Latino voters that feel like their votes don't matter. This is the first question asked in a press conference, a quote press conference, unquote, that wasn't really a press conference. Prearranged questions, prearranged reporters. She was asked about the Chris Wallace interview, and she fell all over herself again. I'm not going to bother you with the New York Times reporter that asked Hillary, what does it say about an electorate that endorses someone like Trump who is racist, sexist, blah, 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 blah. That question is completely improper by whoever it is that the reporter is. That's completely improper. So what are you saying? The electorate doesn't know what it's doing? Why are you in this press conference? Who did you bribe to get a seat at this press conference? And I am sure that Ed O'Keefe, the Washington Post, asked this question. What about the public trust? What about the public trust? How does someone lead a nation when that nation does not trust that leader?
Well, let me start by saying every time I have done a job, people have counted on me and trusted me. And at the convention last week, we highlighted the fights of my life, starting as a lawyer for the Children's Defense Fund, taking on the problem of juveniles in adult jails in South Carolina, segregated academies, so-called, in Alabama, fighting for kids with disabilities to get an education, and all the way through the work I did as senator after 9/11 and representing all of you as Secretary of State. So there is, and I take this seriously. Don't doubt that. I take it seriously. It doesn't make me feel good when people say those things, and I recognize that I have work to do. But when I started running for the Senate in New York, a lot of the same things were said. I won. I worked hard for the people of New York, and I was reelected with 67% of the vote after I demonstrated that I would be on their side. I would fight for the people I represented. I ran a really hard campaign against Barack Obama, as I think everybody remembers. It got a little contentious from time to time. And to my surprise, he turns around and asks me to be Secretary of State because he trusted me. And then I served as Secretary of State. And when I left, I had a 66% approval rating. So ask yourselves, were 67% of the people in New York wrong? Were 66% of the American public wrong? Or maybe, just maybe, when I'm actually running for a job, there is a real benefit to those on the other side in trying to stir up as much concern as possible. So I take it seriously, and I'm going to work my heart out in this campaign and as president to produce results for people, to get the economy to work for everybody, not just those at the top, to do as much as I can to help people who, as I said earlier, may not even vote for me, because I think our country is at a crossroads election. President Obama said it extremely well, both in what his speech discussed in the convention, what his press conferences since have pointed out. This is a crossroads election. There is so much at stake. You can look at my record of public service. You can meet people and families who were benefited by the Children's Health Insurance Program. You can meet people who were benefited by reforming the foster care and adoption system. You can meet first responders and survivors from 9/11 who were benefited because I went to bat for them. You can meet National Guards members and their families who didn't have health care unless they were deployed before I worked with Republicans to fix that. You can go down a long list, and we'd be happy to provide it to you, of what I have done because I believe in public service. And I am proud that I've had the great opportunity to work on behalf of giving more people a better life ever since I was right out of law school. So I'm just going to get up every day and make my case. And I think there'll be an opportunity for a lot of people to actually hear it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that 66% approval rating, or was it 67%? 66%. Yeah, it was 66% of the approval rating. Yeah, 66% of the approval rating. Was that before or after everybody found out about your private email server? Oh, that's right. It was before. 67% of the people in New York reelected you, huh? That was before they found out about the fact that you don't think that people who live and die by the fact that people will keep their secrets matter to the United States. Right, Mrs. Clinton? So she took this question about trust and turned it into a recitation about a resume that was completely irrelevant to today's facts. I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can to avoid any questions like having questions being asked here that have nothing to do with what is actually going on in the campaign. I'm going to keep working very hard to not answer any of those questions. I don't know how she's going to manage. But when you've got an entire media this much in the bag for your candidacy, at some point people are going to wake up and they're going to go, what in the hell are we doing? Why are we listening to this person? She doesn't even know when she's telling a lie. She has completely lost her lock on what's real and what isn't real. I mean, what happens if she's in the Oval Office and one of these one of these rips in her reality universe, pulses through her brain? People keep asking whether or not people trust Donald Trump with the nuclear codes more than they trust Hillary Clinton. Hillary has already leaked information that was on par with the secrecy of the nuclear codes. SAP, Special Access Program. She's already leaked that stuff. There were only 3 emails that were actually marked. Doesn't matter. If it's coming off of a classified system, which it was, it's classified material, which it is. And that's with me actually giving you credit for articles that you dealt with that were reclassified into the classified realm. You still have thousands of emails that are their handling of which is completely unsat. And yet you still are able to stand up there and spin this garbage. The American people are going to have to decide whether or not they want somebody that doesn't tell the truth. They're going to have to say, we want to elect someone that will look us right in the face and lie to us. By the time Hillary Clinton would get finished rewiring everything having to do with presidential politics in the United States, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the Supreme Court, by the time she got finished doing all of that, no one would ever be able to figure out anything again. Ever. I hope we don't get to see that. I really hope that that is not what we see next out of our president. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
20 plus years of unemployment. That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be. So listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Albert Mohler for townhall.com. The state of Iowa is now the largest battleground for religious liberty. William Petrosky, writing for the Des Moines Register, wrote, quote, "Two conservative Iowa churches contend the Iowa Civil Rights Commission is violating their rights to free speech and religious liberty by censoring their views on human sexuality and forcing them to open restrooms to members of the opposite sex," end quote. A closer look at a statement from the Iowa Commission on Civil Rights reveals that religious institutions are exempt from requirements when, quote, qualifications are related to a bona fide religious purpose, end quote. Dig deeper, and you'll find that the exemption would not apply in a case, quote, of a child care facility operated at a church or a church service open to the public, end quote. That's right, a church service, a sermon. Let those words settle in. They define, perhaps more graphically than anything we have seen of late, the challenge to religious liberty we now all face. I'm Albert Mohler.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of Somabiotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-900-0624. Strict limit of one free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Somabiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-900-0624. That's 1-800-900-0624. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-900-0624.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Good Feet. One of the reasons it's such a joy to hang out with these folks is they have such great stories of helping people who have tried other things that did not work. And getting out of foot pain is a thing of joy to behold. Ask them at Plano, Fort Worth, and South Lake, the 3 locations of Good Feet, or go to goodfeetdfw.com. Listen, as one of the good folks at Good Feet talks about what it's like to help people, to watch them come in for a solution that actually works.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue. They're searching, they're grasping at straws because they've been trying other products and they've bought something that they thought was going to help solve their problem, and it didn't.
The good people of Good Feet with solutions that are real, not the plasticky gel, one size fits most nonsense. Nope, but the sizes, the styles for men, for women. Get out of pain today. That foot pain can become back pain, hip pain, leg pain. GoodFeetDFW.com, Plano, Fort Worth, or South Lake. GoodFeetDFW.com. Check them out today.
The U.S. stock market's on the brink of collapse. World currencies will soon freeze and devalue, and gold will hit $10,000 per ounce. So says New York Times best-selling author and economist Jim Rickards in his latest book, The New Case for Gold. Hi, my name is Adam Barata. I'm the managing director at Advantage Gold. Advantage Gold is on a mission to warn everyone about the massive risks facing all investors right now. And that is why Advantage Gold is giving away Jim Rickard's latest best-selling book absolutely free. Call 800-900-8000 right now to get your free copy. That's 800-900-8000. In this book, Jim explains how loose credit has created massive asset bubbles, why central banks are no longer able to prop up economies by taking on more debt, and why demand for gold will soon spike worldwide, driving the gold price to as high as $10,000. If you care about your financial future, please call now. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. My name is Adam Barata. We are Advantage Gold, and your future is safe in our hands. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold has the highest ratings according to TrustLink with a 100% 5-star rating.
In Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 2, God says, "Write in a book all the words I've spoken to you." Is there a story in you today? Have you ever felt urged by God to write those words in a book? Zulon Press is the largest, most experienced Christian self-publisher in the world, and they're offering a free publishing guide at christianpublishingguide.com. They've helped thousands of people just like you tell their stories and touched thousands of lives.
Share your story and find out more today at 660amtheanswer.com. Visit 660amtheanswer.com now.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. In this press conference, this something of sort of approaching a press conference, someone actually asked her this question. Here is someone that has been called a liar by the FBI director in public, totally and completely splintered in place for all the lies told time and time and time again. And a reporter from ESPN asked a question of Hillary Clinton running for president for the Democrat Party. This person asked to name the most meaningful conversation she ever had with an African American. Seriously. That's what somebody from ESPN asked her. And here is her answer.
I've had two chiefs of staff who were my African-American women friends, Maggie Williams and Cheryl Mills.
A bunch of my friends are black.
I have been blessed to have people by my side in politics, like Mignon Moore, who's one of the leaders of my campaign. I've had a great group of young people who I have been really motivated by and frankly learned from. So I really have had a lifetime of friendship going back to my college years when one of my best friends was an African-American student. So I can't compress into one conversation. They've supported me. They've chastised me. They've raised issues with me. They've tried to expand my musical tastes. So we've had a lot of great times because of our friendships. So I can't really pick one conversation out of 50 years of conversation, and I don't want to embarrass my friends. Peggy Lewis is here. She just became the Dean of Communications at Trinity, Washington, and I want to congratulate her. Donna Brazil is here. She's our acting chair of the DADC. So I guess I'll leave it at that. I think I'm going to respect the cone of friendship silence. But please know I've got a lot of great friends who have given me so much more.
That was a minute and 55 seconds.
That was a minute and 55 seconds of racist blather. Unbelievable.
Won't get those 2 minutes back.
I just don't know what to say. Seriously. She said that in public. What if a Republican had said that in public? Seriously now? You know what? I was on the air at WMAL in Washington, D.C. and got in trouble for making a racist statement that had something to do with, you know, if you wanted the big problem is that student athletes were getting lousy grades but still being allowed to pass. And I said, look, you know, guys that'll work all day on a three-point shot will do whatever's necessary to play in a game. Okay? Now, you know what that means. I was a passing guard. Matt was a forward. I guess you were on the front line, right, Matt? I mean, we would do anything. We would do anything it took to be on that basketball floor during a game. And I got blasted for racism. And Hillary Clinton says some of my best friends are black? Really? This is the Wells Report.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Are you concerned about making informed financial decisions now to impact your retirement in the future? Join Josh Melberg, founder of J.D. Melberg Financial, Saturday and Sunday at 8 p.m. You'll learn tips for financial confidence in retirement, strategies using next-gen annuities, and how to balance your market investments for maximum success. Only you can take charge of your financial future in retirement. Call J.D. Melberg Financial at 800-881-4949 and then listen in Saturday or Sunday at 8 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer. Welcome to Texas summer. Standing outside, got some ice in a cup, and the ice melts. Then the cup melts. Get in your car, you need an oven mitt to touch the steering wheel. Welcome to Texas summer. And if your AC breaks, oh my, do you need to call somebody. Hey, call my AC company. It's Mark Davis for Walker AC, walkerac.com or 972-4-WALKER, 972 the number 4, Walker. You got an emergency? Boom, same day. They are there. Need a repair? Boom, they will do it. Charge you a fair price. Need a new system? Oh, they've got those, but they're not going to force one on you. They've got an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Great customer reviews. 972-4-WALKER or walkerac.com. Visit them on Facebook. They're family-owned, 52 years in the biz, 50% off a diagnostic fee. Called 972-4-WALKER, 972 the number 4, Walker or walkerac.com. They are my AC company. When we've got a repair need, we call them. We need a new system, we call them. It's walkerac.com, 972-4-WALKER or walkerac.com.
Coming to Dallas Sunday night, August 21st. Outcry Summer 2016 Tour, featuring the songs and the sound of Hillsong worship. Plus, Carrie Jove. Featuring Rend Collective, Elevation Worship, and Urban Rescue.
Part of the Dallas Baptist University Concert Series.
An unforgettable night of worship.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
Nearly 200,000 Texans were abused by their intimate partners last year. 74% of Texans will experience abuse or know someone who has. Legal solutions are the only proven, permanent way to break the cycle of violence. Texas Advocacy Project provides free legal assistance to victims of domestic and dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking. Call an attorney and get the free legal assistance you need today. Call 1-800-374-HOPE.
And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
Hardship. My grandmother would go through it every month to pay her insurance bill.
First, she would handwrite a paper check in cursive. Then, using her own tongue, she would wet a stamp for an envelope. Today, however, we need not weary our hands and tongues. Today, we can pay our Geico bill with the Geico app. Away with hardship, in with bill pay on the Geico app. Thank you.
Lumber Liquidators is clearing out top quality floors to make room for the newest styles during their hardwood and bamboo closeout sale. Get $1 off per square foot on select pre-finished hardwood. 20 to 25% off all in-stock Morningstar bamboo. It's one of the best deals ever. Get complete laminate flooring packages from just 39 cents per square foot and new stack-out deals from 29 cents at your local store. Plus special financing. Get to the hardwood and bamboo closeout sale today. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
We urgently need to know your opinion. Should Crooked Hillary be held accountable for her reckless handling of classified intel and lying to Congress and the American people? Please text Crook to 313131 and give us your opinion. Please text Crook to 313131 if you believe Hillary was put above the law and should have faced criminal charges and even jail time. Is Hillary above the law? We need your opinion now. Again, text Crook to 313131 right now. Paid for by Great America PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee, crookedhillary.com.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AM TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report is on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Coming up in about an hour, the Friday Flameout. Your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, gripe, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week. Up to and including anything I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, brave, cleaner, reverend announcer. I may have said something that infuriated you. And if I did, you, yes, you will be able to complain about it live and in color on most of this same radio station. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Okay. So every now and then somebody will put something forward that is, Vicky, what's the, what is that two-word description that you learned in journalism school? I can't remember it. It's been so long. You know, when somebody does something that is, or tries to put forward an article that clearly is, shall we say, in a kind way, counterintuitive. What is that description? Oh, I know. I remember it. Flippin' stupid. This is fanciful gobbledygookian crap by Ian Tuttle. Let me read some of it for you. You can find it on National Review. Yeah. Ian Tuttle puts forward the notion that when you keep everything in balance, Donald Trump could be more of a threat to the Constitution than a Hillary Clinton-appointed Supreme Court liberal majority. What? In a recent Washington Examiner column entitled, "It's the Supreme Court Stupid," Hugh Hewitt declared, if Hillary Clinton wins, the left gavels in a solid, lasting, almost certainly permanent majority in the Supreme Court. Every political issue has a theoretical path to the SCOTUS, and only the self-imposed judicial restraint has checked the court's appetite and reach for 2 centuries. That restraint will be gone when Hillary Clinton's first appointee is sworn in. Finished. Phoenix Seminary Professor Wayne Grudem argued similarly in a widely publicized column at Town Hall magazine. The nation would no longer be ruled by the people, their elected representatives, but by unelected, unaccountable, activist judges who would dictate from the bench about whatever they were pleased to decree. And there would be nothing in our system of government that anybody could do to stop them. And Trump himself has taken up the warning. Even if people don't like me, they have to vote for me. They have no choice. The justices of the Supreme Court are the reason why you have to vote for Donald Trump, says Trump. Then Ian, having realized somehow instinctively that he has painted himself into a gigantic corner, says the prospect of a Supreme Court defined by Hillary Clinton is grim, and conservatives are right to be concerned. But while the Supreme Court may be the last compelling reason to vote for Donald Trump, it's hardly a sufficient reason to vote for him. What? Yeah, stop me when this gets way out of line. Okay, what, 2 paragraphs ago? Start with the short term. The immediate cause of the Supreme Court frenzy is the vacancy left by Antonin Scalia. Hillary Clinton would surely fill that with a staunchly liberal justice, shifting the center of gravity of the court leftward. This would indeed be a loss. Trump might indeed appoint someone better. He might. His list of potential Supreme Court nominees, released under duress in May, is promising, if hardly foolproof. By the way, in case you're wondering, remember Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, even George Bush, they really don't have much of a stellar record of picking judges that actually are conservatives and who believe in the realities of the Constitution. You've got to find somebody that defines themselves as a textualist. In other words, somebody who rules based on what the language of the day was describing to the people who perceived it, and how important was that legislation described by that language, and then bring that to this time where the language is different. But what does that mean to the people? And then how do you rule to be able to rationalize these things? Textualism was one of the great hallmarks of Antonin Scalia. It's actually a really brilliant way of saying it. Trump might indeed pick somebody better. His list of potential Supreme Court nominees is hardly foolproof, but it's also provisional. There's simply no reason to believe the same Trump who has contradicted himself on amnesty for illegal immigration, abortion, NATO, and much else will stick to his assurances on this. Recall, this is the same man who in February suggested nominating his sister, who once wrote a decision defending partial birth abortion. Trump added at the time he did not like people criticizing her for signing a certain bill, suggesting that a septuagenarian presidential candidate was very recently under the impression that judges sign bills. Yeah, that's low-hanging fruit there, Ian. But let's say Trump abides by his word. In the short term, then, the best case scenario is that President Trump picks a reliable conservative to replace Justice Scalia. Even this only maintains the status quo: 4 liberal justices, 4 conservative justices, Anthony Kennedy swinging in the middle. This relies on the makeup of the Senate. If the Republicans win the White House in November but lose the Senate, not going to happen, Democrats could force Trump to replace Scalia with a Kennedy-esque moderate. The possibility that Trump would get to appoint a conservative justice to replace any of the oldest left-leaning justices, Ginsburg, 83, Kennedy, 80, Breyer, 77, is no more likely than they would stick around until 2020. In the event that it's Hillary that gets to fill Scalia's seat, Trump supporters would have a host of doomsday predictions at the ready. Grudem says a 5-justice liberal majority would give the left permanent control of the nation. They're correct. Because while we would not know what a conservative president or somebody like Donald Trump would actually do, I hesitate to believe what gyrations could go through the country as Hillary and her Supreme Court buddies decided to change everything. Grudem says a five justice liberal minority or majority would give the left permanent control of the nation. Hugh Hewitt says a very liberal majority, 5-4 qualify, would mean that conservatism is done. They cite several recent 5-4 decisions that went the conservatives' way. Hobby Lobby, Gonzalez versus Carhart, and that those cases, near and dear to conservatives' hearts, would then indeed be overturned. Between January of 2012 and June of 2014, the Supreme Court ruled against the Obama administration unanimously 13 times on everything from recess appointments to abortion clinic buffer zones. This was not an anomaly. Since 1995, almost every year has seen more than 40% of cases, that is a plurality, in 2013, by the way, it was 2/3. To be fair, there are certain degrees of unanimity. Meanwhile, only twice since 1995 have more than 30% of the cases split 5-4. This suggests the court's justices are more like-minded legally than political pundits often realize. There are important swaths of agreement. This was demonstrated decisively in 2012's Hosanna, Tabor Evangelical Lutheran School, and School versus Equal Opportunity Commission, in which the courts unanimously ruled federal discrimination laws do not apply to religious organizations' ministerial hiring decisions. So people will say, hey, it's not enough to just elect President Trump because of who gets picked by the Supreme Court. Oh, yeah? Can you just imagine what would happen in this nation if, an honest to God, no kidding, Supreme Court was made up of liberals? Wise Latina indeed. I mean, we wouldn't recognize the country in a decade. These are the same people that have had a nonstop assault on the First Amendment of the Constitution, both free speech and freedom of worship. The gun amendment would just, the Second Amendment would just get overturned. And Americans would never be able to defend themselves again. I was rereading Federalist 46 today. James Madison, under the name Publius. He was talking about the fact that it would be virtually impossible for the federal government to take over the states. A lot of people ask me about martial law. And I look at them calmly and I say, who are they going to get to enforce it? But then we've got the Fourth Amendment. Barely recognizable now. They'll just open up they grab your telephone car out of your telephone out of your car if they stop you. They just download it. Excuse me there, partner. Do you have any probable cause to dump my phone? No, I don't need probable cause because it's a privilege to drive. Excuse me? You know, there are all kinds of reasons why you should elect Donald Trump, even if you don't like him. And this guy in National Review can say all he wants to that this guy's just simply, too biased to be a Supreme Court judge. And that is just one of those things that you look at and you go, if we don't do this right, the Bill of Rights is going to disappear right in front of our faces. We will see. This guy says the damage that accumulates slowly would be mitigated in some way. Conservatives often forget that the Supreme Court can only render decisions on cases presented before it. Yeah, like there's any trouble getting Roe v. Wade to the right court at the right moment, which happened in 1973. Yeah, that was really tough. It was just one of those lucky moves, I guess. Sure. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, are you tired of stuffed shirt critics taking all the fun out of your entertainment information? You want something a little more fun and untucked? I am entertainment critic Matt Mungle, and I want to personally invite you to join me and Brian Kluger for the Entertainment Answer, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You have questions on what to spend your hard-earned money on at the box office? We have the answer. Where are the new and exciting live theater and concerts happening? We have those answers too, all in an energetic style that is fan to fan. That's the Entertainment Answer, Sunday nights at 9 right here on 660 AM The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Tomorrow morning at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
When you live with that pain, every day has certain challenges, like picking up my kids or trying to get groceries out of the car. I had tried medication. Even a surgery didn't help. That's when I heard about Dr. Chad. I am pain-free. Seriously. No more back pain. No more medications. Thank you, Dr. Chad.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Glines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. If you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
Are you ready for the vacation of a lifetime? Then get on board for the Storyteller Cruise with 660 AM The Answer. Join us October 23rd through the 30th with Matthew West. Along with pastor and Bible teacher Greg Laurie.
The highest calling of God is what God has called you to be. There is no higher thing. We're all called to do something.
Selah. Mr. Talkbox, and more. You and your family will travel aboard Holland America's New Amsterdam as we travel to Grand Turks, San Juan, St. Martin, and more. Best of all, enjoy music and inspiration from Matthew West and Pastor Greg Laurie. Space is very limited. Get details now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll see you on the Storyteller Cruise from 660 AM The Answer.
I had the home of my dreams, but one day I noticed cracks in the wall by the front door, as well as the kitchen window. A neighbor recommended Abacus Foundation Repair. He said they're the best foundation repair company in Dallas, and they use an advanced system on your foundation called Millennium Composite Pilings that'll last 1,000 years. Well, I went to their website, abacusfoundationrepair.com, and saw that they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and the world's leading service company review website recommended them highly. And the best part? They haven't had a complaint in the last 13 years. So I called them, and I'm happy I did. Abacus Foundation Foundation Repair guaranteed their work, and they gave me a lifetime transferable warranty.
If you see cracks in the walls of your home or your doors don't shut properly, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. That's 972-406-9000. Or go to abacusfoundationrepair.com. If you want your foundation fixed right the first time, call Abacus Foundation Repair.
Go Power Jack. Have you noticed drywall cracking or uneven floors? Is it getting to be more than you can handle? Don't wait any longer. Call the professionals at Power Jack Foundation Repair. We can help. Now offering an exclusive patented Smart Jack system for crawl space repair. We know you want peace of mind when it comes to your home and your family's safety. That's why Power Jack Foundation Repair is proud to be the only authorized provider of this next level in foundation repair here in the Metroplex. Go powerjack.com to schedule your free in-home consultation or call 866-638-PJFR. That's 866-638-7537. Locally owned and operated since 2001. Power Jack Foundation Repair at gopowerjack.com. 866-638-PJFR. Got it, crack. Go Power Jack.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Speaking of courts, a federal court ruled today that the Internal Revenue Service has not yet demonstrated that officials have stopped targeting Tea Party groups in a decision that excoriated the tax agency for its discriminatory treatment of conservative organizations. Oh, no. This is a blistering rebuke to the IRS and its defenders, said Walter Olson. He's a senior fellow at the Cato Institute for Constitutional Studies. It takes on squarely the defense of the IRS has raised in this case, which is whatever happened, we promise not to do it again. The court goes through and systematically takes apart everything that's damaging to the IRS's overall defense. The D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, often considered the second most powerful court in the country, reversed two decisions made by lower courts to dismiss lawsuits against the IRS for the targeting of two conservative groups, Linchpins of Liberty and True the Vote. In reviewing whether to support the tax agency's claim the targeting practices had ended, the court noted, quote, "It is absurd to suggest that the effect of the IRS's unlawful conduct has been eradicated," unquote. Especially when the same two conservative groups in questions were dealing with delayed applications pending before the IRS during the court proceeding. The IRS argued before the lower courts in two separate lawsuits that the case should be thrown out because officials had taken steps to end the unequal handling of Tea Party groups' applications, but still hadn't ruled on them. Where do they find these people? This is the Wells Report.
20 plus years of unemployment. That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ, Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be. So listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
Business owners, if you like the TV program Shark Tank, stop and listen now. Hello, I'm Corey Stafford with World Business Lenders, and we are looking for a few select business owners that want to grow their businesses. We are a direct lender, and our only business is partnering with business owners like you by providing funds to take your business to the next level. We offer a true business loan with payback terms to 3 years, and since we are a direct lender, we can fund quickly. We offer loans from $10,000 to $2 million and payback terms to 3 years, and we don't require perfect credit. We approve most loan applications, and we can fund in a matter of days. So if you need capital to grow your business, buy inventory, project financing, or just need to pay payroll or taxes, before you call Shark Tank and give away equity, call me now at 855-85-FUNDS and get your funds quickly. Just call 855-85-FUNDS. That's 855-85-FUNDS. or apply online at Simply Quick Business Loans and get funded now.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's good news. Due to the financial hardship many are facing in today's economy, the IRS has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Qualifying for this program will resolve your tax problem, end all collections, and possibly reduce your back taxes by up to 90%. If you are facing wage garnishments, liens, bank levies, audits, or payroll taxes, it's not too late. Your circumstances may qualify you for this special program, protecting your savings and your assets. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's no need to worry anymore. Call the hotline at Victory Tax Solutions to see if you qualify and potentially save thousands. For this free information, call 800-352-4757. 800-352-4757. That's 800-352-4757.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts.
Oh, Ryan, good. It's a good man.
And with that, Donald Trump gets on board and endorses Speaker Ryan in his re-election bid. Trump not changing his spots, but there was a difference tonight.
The whole kind of framework of the way that he's been talking about this election was completely different this evening. You know, he's in the past talked about, well, I'd like to have the support of the Republican Party, but if I don't, I'm going to go it alone. I mean, these were some of the things that he was saying in the preamble. Quote, it's not about me or any one candidate. It's about America. He was reading from notes, by the way, to make sure that he got all of this the way that the campaign really wanted.
Fox's John Roberts. Trump also endorsing Senators John McCain and Kelly Ayotte. A report out today showing the economy is stronger than some thought. Employers added 255,000 jobs last month, pointing to a resilient economy. Unemployment holding at 4.9%. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stimulating talk. 660 AM The Answer.
How about at retirement, you have more fun, more freedom, and more income than you have right now? This is Dr. Neil Gallagher, the guy who wrote America's Retirement Bible. Join me here on KSKY Saturdays at 1 o'clock to grab the joy of a rich retirement. The joy of a rich retirement. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. on 660 AM, The Answer.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-400-0530. Strict limit of one per household.
I used to be plagued by pot belly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-400-0530. That's 1-800-400-0530. 1-800-400-0530.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remolly. It's getting to be summer, and the days are getting to be hotter, and your electric bill is getting higher. If you can stand in front of any window in your home with the sun shining through and feel any heat, you have a problem that's costing you money every day. We can fix that problem for you with new restoration windows from Statewide Remolly. Have you ever noticed that most of the other window companies you hear on the radio are talking about everything but their warranty? They want to brag about how long they've been in business or how low their prices are. I have to tell you that none of that means anything without a strong written warranty to back up the product. We've been installing windows in Texas for over 20 years and the only company with a written workmanship warranty for as long as you own your home. We also offer a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. So if you're ready to get straight talk about replacement windows, give us a call. And if you call now for a free estimate, you'll get up to $2,000 off your whole project. The estimate and window evaluation is free. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095 or anytime online at statewide-remodeling.com.
If you're the mom of a 7 to 12-year-old girl, Secret Keeper Girl is for you.
Secret Keeper Girl!
Created by best-selling author Dana Gresh, the Secret Keeper Girl all-new Purple Party Tour provides moms with practical tools to teach their girls the secrets of true beauty and biblical modesty. Live worship, deep Bible teaching, mother-daughter prayer time, and a modesty fashion show. Secret Keeper Girl teaches your daughter that Jesus is her foundation, not the fashion industry, not her friends, not boys. Jesus. The Secret Keeper Girl all-new Purple Party Tour is a fun way to help you and your daughter dig deeply into God's Word.
Part of the Dallas Baptist University Concert Series, September 24th at First Euless, secretkeepergirl.com. September 24th at First Euless.
For me, it was the big S class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL, all of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury and safety Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event now through August 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and 0.99% APR financing on select models, available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties. APR offer available only to qualified customers. Call 1-800-FOR-Mercedes for details about costs and terms.
How long were you a slave?
5 years.
What is your name?
On August 19th, my family was betrayed by my own brother. On the road to revenge, I won't let him go unpunished. One man was shown the path.
There is a way. Defeat your brother in the arena and free us all.
To redemption.
Here to make things right. Faith has kept you alive.
You should have killed me.
I will.
Ben-Hur, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters, Realty 3D and IMAX 3D, August 19th.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. About 29 minutes away from the Friday Flameout. This is how we finish up our work week. We have decided to, and we decided this almost 10 years ago, that we would take the last half hour of the show every week, and we would turn it over to people that were frustrated by something that happened that particular week. I've got a perfect Friday Flameout. I have a Friday Flameout this week. I know. Anyway. So the way this works is that something has been happening that's just been driving me up the wall, and they finally got in trouble. The people that are involved finally got in trouble. And the best part about it is I didn't have to be the nasty person that got them into trouble, but I was almost there. I was almost there. So I've got a Friday Flameout, but if you've got something that drove you crazy, by all means, all you got to do now is wait maybe 27 minutes, and you'll be able to get it off your chest, de-vex thine self, and make yourself far, far happier. President Obama has with almost every statement after every shooting event in America has become America's armorer in chief. It has been amazing. The latest figures from the FBI show that July 2016 was the 15th consecutive month of record background checks for gun sales. The previous July record was set in 2015 when there were 1,600,832 background checks. The FBI reports that July 2016, there were 2,197,169 background checks, an increase of nearly 600,000. The record-breaking trend began in May of 2015. 1.580 million checks set the record for the highest number of background checks performed in any May on record. That record-breaking pace continued month after month, with June 2015 setting the record for the highest June on record. July 2015 for the highest July, August for the highest August, and on and on and on. Then, when May 2016 rolled around, the number of background checks performed beat the record from the year before. Background checks did the same thing in June. And now the FBI makes it clear a new record was set in July of 2016 this year. On December 1st, the FBI performed an unexpected or unprecedented 185,345 background checks on Black Friday alone. This was both a Black Friday background check record and a single-day background check record. Let's get to the totals. There have been a total of 16,026,666 background checks performed January 1st through January 31st, 2016. It's also important to remember that these checks are performed on would-be gun purchasers, not on guns. Each person may buy multiple firearms once passing a background check, so the number of guns sold at retail may be much higher than the number of background checks performed. When President Obama got elected in 2008, I went down to DFW gun range and I bought a couple of rifles. And like them. When he got reelected, I went out and bought a couple of more. Every now and then I'll pick up the odd shotgun because you can just find a great deal on one if you're smart. And I'm wondering what I'm going to do if Hillary Clinton gets elected. Have you thought about that? With all the weapons being purchased in the United States, with all of these weapons being purchased, are there any of them that you think you still need? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. What are you going to do regarding your weapons collection if Hillary Clinton gets elected president? Before she takes power, what are you going to do? 866-660-5759. I think what I'll do is I've got one more rifle I have to get. Actually, two more. I have to get two more rifles I have to get. And I have to do that because you just got to have these two rifles in your collection. They're both 308s. So I would have to do that. Handguns, I think I'm okay on. I got pretty much what I need. But I'm still kind of curious. If Hillary Clinton gets elected, what are you going to do? I'd also get some more ammo. I don't believe in having thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds. I mean, a lot of people say, Jon-David, you're stupid. Really? I don't think so. Because you got to carry it, you know? But I would like to have a few more. You know, I figured I could probably do okay for a while. But hopefully the trick would be that I would get to my family. I had this conversation with my dad once. I said, Dad, because he had lived through the Depression, right? And I said, Dad, have you ever thought about what would happen if things got really bad economically and so on and so on? And he goes, sure, I've thought about that a lot. And I said, what would you do? Say, well, we would probably either go to Pueblo, Colorado, or we would probably go to Oregon somewhere, and we would gather the family together, and we'd live together as a family and do what was necessary to make a living. I was talking to my son about that. I was talking to my son about it. He said, what would we do, Dad? And I said the same thing. I'm hoping to provide a little more infrastructure. Obviously, I would like everybody to come to Texas. A lot of my family's already here. But at some point, I got to have a little corner of Texas somewhere. And in that little corner of Texas, I'll build something to keep me safe. Not because I'm a prepper, not because I'm nuts or anything like that, but I just want to be able to protect my interests. Is that where you stand? I was really concerned about President Obama, because I was reasonably sure he was going to try to do something with weapons. And he didn't in his first term. And he didn't really in his second term either. But I got caught flat-footed when Bill Clinton and the assault weapons ban came through. Because I discovered, like everybody else, that AR-15 platform is a really good rifle. You can do so much with it. It's really an amazing system. Eugene Stoner, dude, nice job. You can do so much with it. It's pretty simple. Not difficult to deal with. Accurate, light, dependable. Truly awesome weapons. Truly awesome. I wonder whether or not, as I was reading Federalist 46, it talks about how the United States military is so much smaller than the armed populace, that the ambitions of an overreaching federalist army would be quickly stopped. It's a really good Federalist paper to read. Number 46. James Madison wrote it under the pseudonym Publius to explain just exactly what states' rights were all about. My friends, we have everything we need in this country to be safe and sound. But I've got to say that if say, for example, somebody gets a hold of that Supreme Court and tries to walk back our unalienable rights, who would stop them? Except all of us just saying no. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Tomorrow morning at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgiadis. Have you seen Dinesh D'Souza's new movie, Hillary's America? The last time he produced a documentary that the Democrats didn't like, he was punished for a minor offense in an extraordinarily harsh manner. This week on America Can We Talk, you'll hear...
Check, checkity, check. Check. I got a phone call from Dirk today. He said, "What am I going to do?" And I said, "What?" I got a phone call from my dear friend Dirk today. He says, "What am I going to do?" And I said, "Well, what's wrong?" He goes, I was watching Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton on the television. I started yelling at the boob tube. I started yelling at the TV. What do I do?" And I said, "Calm down. Take it easy. Relax. And let me send you my recipe for an apple martini." How are you going to cope with the last few months of the most contentious presidential candidacy or the most contentious presidential campaign ever? We'll talk about it next time on the Wells Report. Let me do it again. It's too long. Here we go. My dear friend Dirk called me today. He says, "I caught myself yelling at the television set because of the presidential race." I said, "Really?" He then said, "What am I going to do? I'm yelling at the TV." And I said, "Calm down, relax. Remember, the United States is Hillary. Remember, the United States is Hillary Clinton proof." He goes, "Are you sure?" And I go, "I'll believe it if you believe it." Then I offered him my recipe for an apple martini. He said, "That might work." How do you cope with the most contentious presidential campaign on earth? We talk about it next time on the Wells Report. Okay? Mark Davis, good Monday morning, brother. You sound rested. You sound ready to go. And thanks very much for letting me have a moment to both notice that and tell you what's coming up on the Wells Report in just a little bit. I got a friend who lives in Colorado. He called me on the telephone the other day. He says, Jon-David, man, let me try this whole thing again. Mark Davis, you sound wonderfully rested, my friend. I hope you had a wonderful time on your vacation. Thanks very much, by the way, for letting me come by and say hello and tell people what's coming up on the Wells Report. Over the weekend, I got this incredible phone call from a dear friend of mine in Colorado. His name's Dirk. He says, "I was yelling at the television the other day." And I said, "Why were you yelling at the television?" He says, "Because Hillary Clinton was on and she was talking about what she was going to do, and I just lost it." And I said, remember, the United States of America is Hillary Clinton proof. And he goes, do you really believe that? I said, I will if you will. Then I said, here, let me give you my recipe for an apple martini. That seemed to quell his concerns. How do you quell your concerns? Are you going to make it through the rest of this presidential campaign without losing your flippin' mind? Let's find out later tonight on the Wells Report.
Association.
Eric Nadel here for Savin European Sleep Systems. Why should your next mattress be a Savin organic mattress? It's more durable, no sags, no body impressions. It's more comfortable, a personalized fit for greater individualized comfort, and it's free of harmful chemicals. Designed for deeper, more restful sleep. I should know. I've slept on a Savin mattress for almost a decade. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Go to savin.com.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper in credit card debt? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management will consolidate your accounts and work with your creditors. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360. 1-800-758-5360. 1-800-758-5360.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. We've got the Friday Flameout coming up in just a couple of seconds. 866-660-5759. We're going to give you an opportunity to vent, to allay your annoyance, to calm yourself down, get it off your chest, de-vex your spirit, simply by complaining at the top of your lungs on the Wells Report here on 660 AM The Answer. And I actually have a Friday Flameout of my own, which I will use to inflict on you because, and who knows, maybe you're affected by the same thing I am. But I got to tell you, boy, something happened. Something's been happening since, I guess it was April of last year. No, April of this year. April of this year, something happened, and it has been a flippin' nightmare. And the people responsible finally got into enough trouble so that they actually have to do something about it. It's amazing. So that being said, that's coming up in about 10 minutes. 866-660-5759 is the telephone number you need to use when that happens. 866-660-5759. Let's see. I'm going to put that right there. I'm getting everything organized for that. 866-660-5759. So you put that there, put this here, and put this here. I'm ready to go. All right. Back to our topic at hand. If Hillary Clinton gets elected to the presidency, what are you going to do? Are you going to purchase more weaponry? More ammunition? What are you going to do? I think I'd probably end up getting a couple of more rifles and some ammunition so that I would have plenty. So that I'd have plenty. Not too much, not craziness, I know people that have lots of ammunition. Really. And I figure that if you have enough to be able to practice comprehensively every single month for 5 years, that you probably would have a lot less than some of the people that I know. Man, I got people that are reloading. I got people that are they just sit on these gigantic caches of ammunition. And I'm going, okay. Anyway, I just wonder what you're going to do. I'm going to probably go get a couple of rifles. One wouldn't be any difficulty to get. Even if Hillary had her way, it wouldn't be any, just a 308 bolt action, like an FN SPR or something like that. Just another rifle, that I could put a precision shot down range with. Then the other one would be something in the same caliber, but it would be more flexible. But what would you do? We have been purchasing weaponry in the United States, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. Our founding fathers would be proud of us for what we've done to position ourselves to practice self-defense, self-reliance, and the things that they spelled out in our founding documents. I certainly hope we don't ever have to use this stuff, but I'm sure glad we're getting ready, aren't you? This is the Wells Report.
The Mark Davis Show.
Mark Davis Show. So, how do you think the campaigns are going? Thanks so much to my friends Tim O'Hare, Wade Emmert, and Paul Gleiser for the fine relief pitching. I am ready to get back in the broadcast saddle for a Monday show, set the tone for August and the rest of the election season. And of course, get caught up on issues while I was away and any weekend news we need to address. So, hey, let's get back together.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of Somabiotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-900-0624. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Somabiotics is scientifically formulated with pounds of rotting food and toxic. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-900-0624. That's 1-800-900-0624. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-900-0624.
As a listener of the financial diva Victoria Woods on this station, you know that she only makes 2 statements about the market with absolute certainty. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Volatility is part of investing, and if that's a roller coaster ride you're just not interested in taking anymore, it's time to consider protecting a minimum of 25% of your hard-earned retirement dollars. Call 888-838-3482 today. If you're 10 to 15 years from retirement, having the right balance of protection and growth in your retirement portfolio is one way to rest easy when the market is doing cartwheels. Call Chapelwood Financial Services at 888-838-3482 to discover how you can have that balanced plan. Protection of a portion of your assets is the foundation of your retirement plan. Don't lose another minute of sleep worrying about the next market correction. Contact Chapelwood Financial at 888-838-3482 or email office@chapelwood.com. That's 2 P's and 1 L to ask how you can protect your money today. That's 888-838-3482.
Crack, go Power Jack. Have you noticed cracking in or around your home? Is it getting to be more than you can handle? Call the professionals at Power Jack Foundation Repair. We can help. Now offering an exclusive patented steel pier system for slab repair. It gives your home the lift it needs in a single hydraulic powered motion. We know you want peace of mind when it comes to your home and your family's safety. That's why Power Jack Foundation Repair is proud to be the only authorized provider of the next level in foundation repair here in the Metroplex. Go powerjack.com to schedule your free in-home consultation or call 866-638-PJFR. That's 866-638-7537. Locally owned and operated since 2001, Power Jack Foundation Repair at gopowerjack.com. Gotta crack, go Power Jack.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL, all of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SE was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury and safety Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event now through August 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and 0.99% APR financing on select models available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties. APR offer available only to qualified customers. Call 1-800-FOR-MERCEDES for details about costs and terms.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Zero Res. A busy summer means a cleaner house is necessary, so let's get going at 214-37-CLEAN. 214-37-CLEAN for the $33 per room Mark Davis Show carpet cleaning special. Call him. Pre-treated, clean, sanitized, $33 a room. Also, drapes, upholstery, hardwood floors, 214-37-CLEAN. For a Zero Res clean, you also get a $50 gift certificate to a Estilo Gaucho Brazilian steakhouse. So call them. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN for Zero Res.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Now, a Texas radio tradition, the Friday Flameout on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
Yeah, it's the Friday Flameout, your opportunity to whine, mount, drone, complain, drag, cross, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything I may have said. Your helpful, friendly, courteous, guy, 30 brave, clean, reverend announcer. Give me a buzz right now, 866-660-5759, the Friday Flameout. Actually did that little growl thing. Did you hear that? The Friday Flameout. I don't even know where that came from. Every now and then, you just gotta hit the post, man. That's what you gotta do. Just gotta hit the post. One of those things. All right, 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. If you're new to the Friday Flameout, we've been doing this for 10 years. What you do is something has got to have driven you crazy this week. There are a lot of things to pick, a lot of things to choose from. Once again, I am incredulous. I'm incredulous that Hillary Clinton keeps lying about lying. I mean, it's like she can't help herself. She's truly a pathological liar. Did you ever think you'd see another one of those in your life? Ever? I mean, I'm telling you, it's like, okay. Whatever you say. I mean, doesn't that drive you crazy? The President of the United States spoke a couple of times this week. One of my dearest friends called me on the phone and said, I need you to help me. How do you cope with this? How do you cope with this? I know you deal with this every single day, but I actually caught myself yelling at the television station, yelling at the television in my house. Yeah, and we're going to talk about this on Monday. We're going to talk about this because I have been crawling. By the way, I got a call from Dominic in Lantana. Remember how I've been saying that that January 20th, 2017 at 1 p.m.? I believe the transfer of power actually happens at noon. Can you find out? I think, and because Dominic called me on the telephone and said, don't give him 1 hour more. Don't you give him 1 more hour. And I said, well, okay, that's fine with me. Anyway, so how do you keep your composure? He asked me. Well, it's been really hard. I have to admit that I have been more successful at it at some some degrees than I have at others, I would, I mean, I have faith. I do. I have faith in this great nation. I have faith in the intrinsic wisdom of the United States, the people who live here, my fellow citizens. They have baffled me. I was baffled that they picked President Obama, but I could understand it in 2008. I was doubly baffled in 2012 when they elected him again. See, the excuses had long worn away by then. There was no getting away from the fact that President Obama had forsaken we, the people of the United States, and what we believed, and what our founding papers thought of, or told us about, and how to live our lives as Americans, and what we had to do to keep this republic going, and on and on and on. He defended all of that for me. And I was sure that the American people would speak. And they did. They reelected the guy. Then I said to myself, have I turned some strange corner? Have I become so old that all I can see are the limits to an overreaching government as the key to the salvation of the United States of America? Is that all I can see? And when I feel like that, I come here to the radio station and I start talking to you. And you help me see that you're still here. You help me see that, yes, indeed, there is no doubt about the fact that you are still here, and that we are still here, that our nation is still here. And all we have to do is to continue to live the life that Americans live. And that is what I do. And that is how I'm able to keep my composure. Comes down to faith. The President of the United States paid $400 million in ransom for 4 Americans. I can't believe they did it. The Justice Department can't believe they did it. The State Department told the Justice Department to sit down and shut up. Okay. Whatever you say. And so now, I'm sure that Iran will put that $400 million to good use. Killing fellow Muslims, buying supplies necessary to slaughter innocent civilians who are just trying to get along with their day. But so I understand why people will get all upset. And I understand all that. I got it. But at some point, there will be relief. And yes, I'm crawling towards January 20th. And I'm wondering if you are. Maybe we're crawling for different reasons. There are people that are completely happy with what's going on in this country. Maybe you could explain to me how you're able to do that. How do you cope with it? Aside from the fact that you just think that everything that's going on right now is perfect. I'm willing to be talked off the ledge, but I'm really going to have to listen to some pretty highfalutin understanding of liberal ideology, because right now it makes no sense to me whatsoever. None. Absolutely none. Right now, liberalism looks like, let's create a government project to promise that we're going to do X, Y, and Z for the people of the United States and then fail at it. Okay, I got a better idea. How about we take the money that we would use in that program and just disperse it to the people? How about that? Hey, this is to get your teeth cleaned. If you want to. Now my Friday flame out. April 1st, year of our Lord 2016. Frontier.com took over Verizon.net. I have a business in my house. It's Jon-David Productions. It's an LLC. And at some point, I'm hoping that that I can do a business-to-business arrangement for the broadcast, so that I can essentially have employees and pay taxes and pay bills and so on and so forth. So I can have control of the show, right? And so I have this equipment that I got from Verizon, which is basically like your television, phone, internet, and whatever else. Okay? It's just like that, basically, except it's a little faster and it's a business arrangement and so on and so on, right? Yeah, it used to be called Files for Business. This one is Fios for Business. This one is called, I don't know, Frontier for Business. I don't know what they call it. Anyway, the Wells Report has not been ready. I have not been ready to take the Wells Report under the umbrella of Jon-David Productions LLC. I haven't been able to do it. But if I actually had a thriving business depending on Frontier, I would have probably had to go belly up at some point, at least stop for a while. Because Frontier has screwed this up so bad that the Texas Public Utilities Commission is all over them. They sent this little note to you. If you're still unhappy about the problems caused by the purchase of Verizon by Frontier, the Texas Public Utilities Commission wants to talk to you. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, this is great. They want to talk to you. They're going to be taking complaints. The commission staff says the PUC has limited jurisdiction. The public can attend the meeting in Austin. Video from the meeting will be streaming online. For a lot of Texans, April 1st this year was not a joke. It was the day we were surprised because internet, landline, phone, TV service switched from Verizon to Frontier, and Frontier absolutely blew it. They blew it. They totally blew it. I mean, it's horrendous. There's a watchdog. His name is Dave Lieber. He works for the Dallas Morning News. In January, when I announced my symbolic Watchdog for President campaign, I intended to be a one-issue law and order candidate. Stop scammers dead by creating a junior FBI that would SWAT in and bust them up. No more fraudulent phone calls to grandmothers. Today, I announced an expansion in my campaign platform. The reason is my overflowing inbox about two companies in the same industry, AT&T and Frontier Communications. Which is worse? That's a silly question. Which is worse? It's a tight race. So Dave ended up saying, today I announced the goal to be Lucifer in the flesh to these telecommunications companies. As your president, I promise to break up the ultra-cozy relationship between these two companies, their lobbyists, and the campaign contributions of the so-called regulators in Washington. We already protect the rights of Americans to receive a steady stream of electrical power, clean water, natural gas for our homes. Now wireless phone service and internet have become basic utilities that are also critical in our daily life. I propose the telecommunications companies that deny us service for days or weeks on end due to their incompetence be forced to pay a penalty for each day of lost service, say $25 a day. And then, of course, he says, you'll see how fast they'll be able to fix these problems. I don't know, man, but I have spent 30 hours dealing with Frontier customer service and have literally have been reduced to shouting matches with these people. How in heaven's name did we all graduate from high school learning about Teddy Roosevelt and the Trust Busters and then hand out telecommunications monopolies all over the country? Do we ever learn? This is the Wells Report. You're listening to the Friday Flameout.
Dennis Prager doesn't understand the left's stance on voter ID.
Virtually every democracy in the world requires an ID before voting. The left likes to compare America to Europe. Well, in Europe, you show an ID when you vote. Who the hell is this judge to tell North Carolina how to set its election unless it violates the Constitution? This is a preview of the future if Hillary Clinton wins.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
How about at retirement, you have more fun, more freedom, and more income than you have right now? This is Dr. Neil Gallagher, the guy who wrote America's Retirement Bible. Join me here on KSKY Saturdays at 1 o'clock to grab the joy of a rich retirement. The joy of a rich retirement. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Albert Mohler for townhall.com. The state of Iowa is now the largest battleground for religious liberty. William Petrosky, writing for the Des Moines Register, wrote, quote, two conservative Iowa churches contend the Iowa Civil Rights Commission is violating their rights to free speech and religious liberty by censoring their views on human sexuality and forcing them to open restrooms to members of the opposite sex, end quote. A closer look at a statement from the Iowa Commission on Civil Rights reveals that religious institutions are exempt from requirements when, quote, qualifications are related to a bona fide religious purpose, end quote. Dig deeper, and you'll find that the exemption would not apply in a case, quote, of a child care facility operated at a church or a church service open to the public, end quote. That's right, a church service, a sermon. Let those words settle in. They define, perhaps more graphically than anything we have seen of late, the challenge to religious liberty we now all face. I'm Albert Mohler.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We all know that summer is busy, lot going on, and sometimes things slip through the cracks, like the cracks in your walls or sheetrock or the doors that are sticking, the signs of foundation problems that are right in front of your face, but you're just too busy to get to them. Well, that could be a costly delay. I want you to go right now to abacusfoundationrepair.com. Call them if you have the slightest question about foundation trouble, because you do not want this to go any further. 972-406-9000 to call the right company the first time. 972-406-9000. abacusfoundationrepair.com. And just to sweeten the deal for you, give you a little motivation to call them today, $1,000 off. $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. And they're not just any old pilings. They are Millennium composite pilings, the toughest, the best. They're the only North Texas foundation people that have them. So 972-406-9000. Get that foundation fixed right now. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs. But then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S., and for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing summer dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for summer. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-375-4806. That's 800-375-4806. 800-375-4806.
Be a part of history. Come spend an evening with the artist that has inspired, encouraged, and shaped your faith for over 30 years. Sandy Patty's Forever Grateful, the Farewell Tour, 7 p.m. Sunday night, October 30th. Gateway Church. Tickets available now for your last chance to see Sandy Patty on tour at premierproductions.com. Don't wait, this concert is selling fast. Produced by Fill the Gap Concerts.
The safety oath. Repeat after me. I will safely bring safety to my facility and keep it safe. I will safely keep my people safe. I will put safety first in everything I do, and I will safely do so with Grainger. When you think safety, think Grainger. Grainger's got over 100,000 safety products to help keep our facility safe and our people safer. When it comes to safety, Grainger's got your back. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
Oh, yeah, the Fred A. Playmouse. Yeah, so Frontier is going to have to give away money. They're going to have to give money back to us. That's good. I like that very, very, very much. I do. So as we wrap up this week of broadcast, there was something came out earlier this week that I thought about. There is this wonderful feature on YouTube. Have you seen Amy Shira Teitel? Do you know who she is? She does something called Vintage Space. And what she does is she goes back through all of the old space missions, and she explains the hardware, the programming, the way things work, the celestial dynamics and the mechanics of it all. It's very interesting. And I've been remembering all those great shots, those moon shots and things. And I ran across this. The group of guys who went to the moon in the Apollo missions in the 60s and 70s suffered much higher rates of death by cardiovascular disease than not only other astronauts, but a huge amount of the U.S. population as a whole. Apparently, it was from the radiation. So not just great explorers, but they paid the price too. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. Have a great weekend. See you Monday for another edition of the Wells Report.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Tomorrow morning at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Today, how to incorporate your business in just 10 minutes so you won't lose everything if you get sued. Step 1, stop putting it off. If you're not incorporated and someone sues your business tomorrow, it's not just your business at risk. You can lose everything: your home, your car, even your life savings. Step 2, call the following number for a free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. 1-800-900-3389. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. That number again is 1-800-900-3389. Step 3, congratulate yourself. By taking just 10 minutes to incorporate your business or form an LLC, you protected your home, your car, and your life savings. And that is how you incorporate your business in just 10 minutes. But hurry while they're still giving away these 10-minute incorporation guides for free. Call 1-800-900-3389. That's 1-800-900-3389.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-900-6181. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-900-6181. That's 1-800-900-6181. 1-800-900-6181.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth.
The official radio station of Decision 2016, the most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. The Olympic Games officially underway. The president of the International Olympic Committee saying the Rio Games will promote peace for the world. Still, security there is heavy.
Concerns both about street crime and the threat of a terror attack. 40,000 police have been brought into Rio, 30,000 soldiers, intelligence help from the U.S.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Rio de Janeiro. Hillary Clinton not happy that polls show many Americans don't trust her.
I take it seriously. You know, it doesn't make me feel good when people say those things, and I recognize that I have work to do.
Clinton at a press conference in Washington with two national associations, Black journalists and Hispanic journalists, and several concert goers injured in Camden, New Jersey as a fence collapses at a Snoop Dogg show. No word on the extent of the injuries. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM The Answer.
Dude, do you hear that? What is that? That doesn't sound good.
Oh man, this isn't good at all.
Hold on. Let me see what this does. Hey, is it better?
Nope. I'm pretty sure this is the opposite of better. Wait a minute, what are we gonna do? This is awful.
Looks like you need the help of American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.
Oh, man, it's Will Nell with American Leak Detection.
Save us!
No worries, guys. American Leak Detection has been around for more than 25 years, detecting and repairing hidden leaks in your home. Plus, we do all this without cutting huge holes in your wall.
Thanks, American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.